because of a crash. We do have another one in the Marquette interchange, or technically, it's almost at the Hone Bridge. It's just on 794 eastbound, just south of Lincoln Memorial Drive. If they haven't cleared it away, it was almost due to. Southbound 43, an accident on the Locust off-ramp. Actually, that's northbound 43. And then we have one more, and this is on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 94 northbound in the Mitchell interchange. The right lane is blocked with this crash, so big delays in all of these areas. Just remember, if you got your wipers on, put your headlights on and just take it easy. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, scattered showers, cloudy, windy, a low of 52. Tomorrow, windy showers, a high of 55 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee family is mourning after the latest murder of a transgender woman killed over the weekend in a shooting on the city's northwest side.
30-year-old China Long was shot and killed Sunday morning near 89th and Dogwood. Long's aunt, Alyssa Davenport, tells TMJ4 News.
They truly don't understand what they've done to our family. You know, they took a piece of our joy.
Long is the fourth transgender woman killed in Milwaukee in the past year. Davenport says she was happiest after transitioning.
Once she became into who she wanted to be, which was China, you know, she lived in that. And every day she lived to be China, and she was happy.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police have not released any information about suspects or announced any arrests.
Pedestrian safety on Milwaukee's Fond du Lac Avenue is in question once again after a 53-year-old was killed near 36th and Fond du Lac Thursday night.
It's the latest death on a stretch of road the Milwaukee Police Department has labeled as one of the most dangerous in the city. During an MPD reporting period between May of 2021 and May of 2022, the intersection of 35th and Fond du Lac just to the southeast saw 34 crashes, which included 12 hit-and-run incidents. There have been no major investments in traffic safety upgrades at 36th and Fond du Lac since a reconstruction of the intersection that finished in June of 2020. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Hispanic Heritage Month wraps up this weekend, and the Milwaukee Art Museum is going out with a bang.
Senior Director of Learning and Engagement at the Milwaukee Art Museum says this is a long time and beloved event.
For 26 years, we've been hosting Family Sundays, Dia de los Muertos. And this Sunday, October 15th, from 10 to 4, we will have the museum filled with activities for all ages. At the very heart of the space in our Windover Hall is the community ofrenda, where everyone can post a tribute to their loved ones.
And beyond the community ofrenda,
there will be art making, there will be performances, there will be tours, celebrating the traditions and celebration of Day of the Dead.
Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
And bad news for the Brewers. The team announces that Brandon Woodruff has undergone surgery to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. Brewers expect the right-hander to miss most, if not all, of the upcoming season. Woodruff was unable to pitch in the NL Wild Card Series due to the injury. He would have been the Game 2 starter.
Phillies and Diamondbacks meet in the NLCS, and the Badgers continue Big Ten play Saturday at home against Iowa.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:04.
This report is sponsored by Creative Planning. Give your wealth a second look. CreativePlanning.com.
Wealth-changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Exergen thermometers are a top choice of medical professionals at highly ranked hospitals across the U.S. Accuracy matters, so make Exergen the chosen thermometer for your home and family.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 40-ounce selected varieties Crisco oil, $4.99. 15 to 24-ounce selected varieties Bertolli pasta sauce, 2 for $6. 4 to 7-ounce selected varieties Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches, 2 for $5. 32-ounce bottles selected varieties Dunkin' or International Delight Creamer, 2 for $7.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
I'm living the life that I lived before I started having knee pain 10 years ago.
Meet Julie, a woman who makes the most of every moment in life. But over the last years, those moments were filled with agonizing pain until she discovered QC Kinetics.
Finally, the pain got so bad that people around me are like, oh, when are you getting your knee replaced? I was walking, hobbling. I listened to my last QC Kinetics commercial and I said, I'm done. I got to find out about this.
What Julie found out was QC Kinetics treats osteoarthritis with regenerative therapies, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
For over 6 decades, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for everyone. Starting Saturday at 7 a.m., the tradition continues during Blaine's Toyland opening weekend. Like half off select Lego playsets, just $4.99. Select Barbie playsets, only $19.99. And rewards members get 4 Hot Wheels die-cast vehicles for just $3. Plus, rewards members get a free $5 gift card with every $50 Toyland purchase. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, where wishes come true for everyone. Starting Saturday at 7 a.m.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's John McCure.
Happy Friday. Greg Matzek's also here. So is Debbie Lozigo, Wyatt Barmore-Pulley, and Sam Butson. All right, on this Friday, let's get right to it.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's afternoon news.
All right, Greg, what's up first?
Well, Steve Scalise drops out of the race for House Speaker, a gavel he wasn't likely to win anyways, and now we're back to square one, but we were kind of there to begin with.
Kind of, you're right. So the majority and the Republican caucus decided Scalise was the leading vote getter, and they never went to the floor to vote because he didn't have enough votes to become Speaker. So he said, I'm out of here. I'm dropping out. I'm not going to do this. So right now, the U.S. House is voting behind closed doors to once again try to come up with a candidate for Speaker. Jim Jordan, who is going against Scalise last time around, has been nominated. And Austin Scott, a guy from Georgia, says, yeah, I'm interested too. Neither of them at this point have enough votes. They're meeting behind closed doors. Some saying Jim Jordan will never be Speaker, some Republicans. Others saying Austin Scott's not ready. He should not be Speaker. Former Speaker Kevin McCarthy, the last Speaker we had, says that he'll vote for Jim Jordan. But they're behind closed doors. And even if the Republicans come out of that meeting and have nominated somebody, now so many Democrats have gone home for the weekend that they're not going to vote on a Speaker this weekend. They can't get everybody back
Right,
into Washington. This is a disaster. All right, what's next?
Well, you know those appearances Aaron Rodgers makes on the Pat McAfee show? It's not exactly just a buddy helping out another buddy. It's been a lucrative adventure for Rodgers.
Very lucrative. So McAfee confirming that Rodgers has been paid more than $1 million to appear on that popular podcast. It's now called Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. Rodgers is on there every week and apparently is paid $1 million. McAfee said his appearances were so successful that he wrote Rodgers a check for $450,000. And Rodgers wasn't expecting it, says he didn't want it, but eventually McAfee convinced him to take it. I'm sure that took a lot of arm twisting.
Right.
And now they both confirm he's made over $1 million. I just say, so what? Does this surprise anybody?
We've got problems already. We've got an accident southbound.
I mean, this doesn't surprise anybody, does it?
It shouldn't. I don't know why it would. It's being played out on social media like it's some sort of ruse, right? If you want a weekly guest, a regular guest, high-profile guest, it's just kind of the cost of doing business. Oh, by the way, McAfee's earning, I don't know, 15 times that with his
signed
show.
an $85 million contract.
Yeah, he's doing just fine himself.
So let's peel the curtain back a little bit. You who have listened to this show for a long time know at one point we had Jordy Nelson. At one point we had Donald Driver. At one point we had Clay Matthews. We paid all of them It's not like a journalist paying for an interview. This is like hiring a contributor to provide content for a program. And everybody does it, from your stations like WTMJ to Eli Manning out there on their sports talk station getting paid $250,000 a year, to Aaron Rodgers. I just don't know what the big deal is. And I read the article that was written in the Post. This guy who wrote the article trying to smear basically McAfee and Rodgers, acting like this is a big deal, and I just think it's misguided.
I don't know that it's the New York media is turning on Rodgers just because of the way things have played out, but it certainly seems like an unnecessary attack.
Yeah, just stupid. I don't get it. All right, what's the third thing?
Well, Friday the 13th, weird things happen on Friday the 13th, John, especially at, 4 in the morning when Debbie Loziga arrived and got stuck in an elevator.
Friday morning? I might add, it's Friday the 13th. Get to work about 5 minutes early, not a problem, cool. Get into the elevator with my little fob thing that allows me to do this legally. And I'm stuck. That's right, I'm stuck.
Well, she's out now. That's good news, John.
Deb,
I'm
what
out.
was that like?
It was weird because it's like it happened like every other morning. I hit the button and it starts to move, and I start looking out at the market hall, going, "Oh, what a lovely space!" It's not going. So yeah, no, I was pushing all buttons, ringing bells, trying to use that little phone thingy. By the way, none of that worked. Eric Bilstad and Adam Roberts both tried to come out for some reason. I don't know what they were going to do, but they just basically smiled, waved, knocked on the thing, took a picture of me, and then went back in to continue with the show.
Yeah, just left you there. That's good.
Yeah, they texted and said, did you text them and say, hey, I'm stuck in the elevator?
Yeah, I texted Eric going, I'm stuck in the elevator. He's like, stuck? And I'm like, dude, I can't get out. So, yeah, he came out and just basically was like, I've been trying everything. Security's not coming. This alarm thing is just ringing a bell. That's all it's doing. So finally, they ended up getting Milwaukee Fire Department to come out and pry the door open, throw a ladder down for me, and I climbed out of a space about a 1.5 feet between the floor and the top of the elevator. I squeezed out.
How long were you in there?
Maybe about 45 minutes, almost an hour, maybe something like that.
That's long enough.
The thing that made me feel better was that Adam Roberts was there, and he was actually able to cover traffic. And as you heard, it was very echoey, so I wouldn't have been able to do it, but over the phone because it would have sounded weird. And I did have my coffee.
Okay, now here's another thing you need to know, because I think I would have been freaked out otherwise. The elevator you were stuck in has clear glass or plastic, right? You can see out into the space. Had that been entirely enclosed, I think that's a totally different experience.
It would have been a bit different. I would have still been okay, but yeah. This is basically God just telling me, take the stairs, Debbie. Just take the stairs.
Stairs on Monday. All right, Deb, we're glad you're out.
Thanks.
It's 3:14 at WTMJ.
That would be funny if she were still in.
It'd be good radio.
It would be something.
Yeah, I'm glad she's out. Day of Rage today across the world. What does that mean when groups filled with hate decide to gather and encourage others? Steve Scafidi from WTMJ Now has dealt with this. He was the mayor of Oak Creek during the Sikh temple shooting in 2012, and there was a lot of bad juju going around. Scafidi is with us live up next.
Hey, Wisconsin, winter is right around the corner. Get your house ready before the cold hits. WTMJ's Jeff Wagner here for Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase, brought to you by senior real estate specialists Bruce and Jean Nemovitz, Hair Construction, Current Electric, Outdoor Living Unlimited, and Kohler Services. Join us every week to discuss ways to weatherproof your home here on News Radio 620 WTMJ. If you can't catch us live, visit Wagner's Home Improvement Showcase under Features on WTMJ.com.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. Just had my house painted by the great guys at CertaPro, and my dogs were outside with painters on ladders around the house, and I was nervous. My gosh, the guys are on big ladders. The dogs are going to bark. They're going to be, you know what? They were good dogs. Sit Mean Sit Dog Training has taught my dogs how to behave. Now, they're not perfect dogs, but thanks to Sit Mean Sit Dog Training, they are better dogs. They listen. They go where they're supposed to. They don't go where they're not supposed to. It's Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. You, like us, can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. Start with a free consultation. Sit Mean Sit Dog Training.
If you're like me, you always like to add a little something new to the wardrobe. But when money's tight, it makes it harder. And that's why you shop at St. Vincent de Paul for a terrific selection of women's clothing at thrift store prices. Brand names, too, with a selection that's always up to date and looking great. You're going to find something cute at the right price, and you're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, and 23rd and Lincoln in Milwaukee.
You're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul.
Oh, it's getting to be that time of year. Rain is coming down. Snow is to follow. Time to take a look at your house.
Snow?
It's coming.
Oh, all right.
Tonight? Maybe. Radar doesn't look good. You don't want any of that water condensation coming into your house. No, you got to protect it. Siding Unlimited can help. New siding, new windows, a new door, whatever. Anything to help beautify your home's exterior. They have got you covered at Siding Unlimited. Done a number of projects for me over the years, including the siding at our home that we built about 7 years ago. I can tell you this much. LP Smart Side product looks brand new. Like it was just installed. Siding Unlimited did the install work of this fine product. They are the best when it comes to installation of all products, as a matter of fact. Pella recognizes Siding Unlimited as their National Platinum Elite Certified Contractor of the Year. I know it's a mouthful, but what it means is this. Siding Unlimited is the best, trusted by Pella year after year after year, as number one in the nation with regard to installation of their products. Check them out if you don't believe me. Siding Unlimited in Brookfield, 665 Larry Court, and online at sidingunlimited.com.
She's out of the elevator and in the weather center. No, she's not. She's out of the elevator and in the traffic center. Hi, Deb.
It's all the same to me, man.
Me too, apparently.
All right, it's a mess out there for sure. We do still have the right lane blocked on the ramp from 894 eastbound to northbound 4394 in the Mitchell interchange. So that's going to be causing some problems. We also have an accident on northbound 43 on the Locust off-ramp. Now, delays are pretty much solid out of the Fond du Lac Avenue area all the way up to Keefe. The southbound side slowing from Silver Spring all the way through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slow at 76th Street through to about 27th. And then southbound on the bypass, all the way around the block from Greenfield, all the way down and around to just past Forest Home where it starts to let up. And don't forget, if you happen to see something we should know about, give us a call on the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Scattered showers continue tonight, a low of 52 degrees. Tomorrow, windy, more rain. Not nice, a high of 55. On Sunday, lakeside showers, breezy, a high of 55. On Monday, chance for more rain, a high of 54. And on Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 57 degrees. Right now, it's rainy and 52 degrees. So Hamas, the terrorist group that attacked Israel, has called today for a day of rage, saying that people should gather and show their rage at what Israel is doing in the Middle East. It's gotten the attention of the FBI. There's heightened security in major American cities. There have been protests around the world, and there's a lot of hate going on. And Lebanon supporters of Hezbollah were chanting death to Israel. In Iran, they were chanting death to America, and Israel will be doomed. Just a lot of really dangerous rhetoric. Steve Scafidi, our friend and the host of WTMJ Now, is with us. Steve, good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Hey, John. Hey, Greg.
So I wanted you on the show because as the former mayor of Oak Creek during the tragic Sikh temple shooting more than a decade ago, you dealt with a lot of this in the aftermath. Take us back to that day and what it was like in our communities as that tragedy unfolded when you were leading Oak Creek.
Yeah, I mean, not the same story, obviously, but someone comes into a temple and essentially assassinates members of that faith community. And dealing with that, there was a lot of misconception, misunderstanding, and part of our approach post that day, August 5th, 2012, was to start to understand each other, to know who these people were. And I see a lot of similarities in this misunderstanding, miscommunication that's out there today, somehow making some sort of equivalence between what Hamas is about, which you just accurately stated as terrorism, and what Israel is, a group of people trying to celebrate their faith and live in their homeland. much different things. So communication, understanding, what we did is we reached out in a lot of different ways. We invited different faith groups in. We had dinners together with different faiths in people's homes. We went to events together. We celebrated community events all together, different groups. That's part of the process, but that's a small community compared, of course, to a big world, much more complex.
But at the foundation level, Steve, right, it was a tragic event that helped unify. It helped educate, ultimately. It helped bring a community closer together. Here, you've got a tragic event where the perpetrators, the ones who initiated, are calling for more rage. So now you've got schools, synagogues, mosques, locations across the world on extreme high alert because of what one group did. It's a totally different foundation.
Yeah, I mean, this story is frustrating on so many levels, and I spent a lot of time on the show this week delving into a lot of different parts of this. Look, this is not the same thing. Nobody forced terrorists to crawl across the border, fly across the border, drop in across the border, and savagely kill, mutilate, take hostages. No one forced Hamas to do that. This is a different story. And when you have citizens of our country, when you have elected officials of our country believing in nonsense, boosting their party versus the actual facts of whether you're talking about elections or any policy decisions, if you don't get to the facts of anything, you will not have any clarity in the sense of this story. You'll not have any real expectation that this will ever be solved, because we have a group of people here and elsewhere across this great world of ours that believe that these things are the same. They're not the same. And the louder we can speak to that and the faster we can speak to that and push back against college groups, university groups, or elected officials who spout nonsense, that's the only way it's going to get fixed. You have to stop publishing and pretending that what these people are saying is actually true. It's not.
Steve Scafidi with us on WTMJ. Steve, I find myself conflicted about the Day of Rage because I'm a free speech guy. I pretty much think you should be able to say what you want. But the law doesn't say that. You can't stand in a crowded theater and shout fire. You can't stand on the street corner and say, I'm going to kill the president of the United States. But apparently you're allowed to stand around and say that it's okay for Israelis to be killed or death to America. Should that be allowed?
No, because it's never been protected. You know, preaching violence against any other group, any other individual is not a protected form of free speech. So why would we assume that now because they're talking about Israel? And Israel's always been the target. You know, those of us who are old enough, we weren't alive, but we knew the history of the Holocaust. And unfortunately, time has softened or removed people's memories to the point where that painful, the most painful probably moment in our world history, where a group of people were targeted because of their faith to the tune of 10 million people, that's something that we have to think about. So all of this nonsense that's peddled constantly, Day of Rage should be a day of rage against terrorists. And in any country in this world that harbors terrorists, any individual, in my opinion, who backs terrorists over a group of people who are savagely attacked, they fall into the terrorist camp as far as I'm concerned.
Steve, I want to quickly ask you, it's related to Israel, what's happening with the House scrambling for a new speaker as war rages overseas. This seems to me to be just maddening. I mean, right now we can't pass increased funding for Israel. They can't even pass a resolution condemning what Hamas did because of the speaker situation. Matt Gaetz and his guys decided to get rid of Kevin McCarthy without a plan to put anybody else in place. You discussed it today on the Political Power Hour, which is one of my favorite hours on this radio station. What's your take on what's happening with the speaker situation?
It's an absolute joke. I mean, come on here. We have a small group of people deciding the future of the Republican side, deciding that the eventual Speaker of the House, if we get one at any time in the near future. This is absolute insanity. And I argued today, I'll continue to say it, this is a byproduct of all of the nonsense we've been forced to talk about when it comes to politics in this country for the last, I don't know, pick a number, 10 years. That's a byproduct of that. So what used to be more of an administrative position, Speaker of the House, is now basically a farce where it's just, you know, one party all votes this way, one party all votes the other way. What do we need them for? That's not anybody actually making real decisions about policy, which is probably one of the reasons why we can't get out of our own way when we're trying to figure out the problems of this country. It's an absolute joke. And I have no sense it's going to stop anytime soon.
You can hear Steve Scafidi Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on WTMJ Now. Steve, have a great weekend.
You as well.
It is 3:25 at WTMJ. It's Friday the 13th today. The origins of Friday the 13th. And do you believe in ghosts and spirits? I really want to have that discussion. We'll do all that after the news, which is straight ahead on WTMJ. But first, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The NASDAQ sank today. The Dow edged up after healthy big bank earnings, so mixed bag. The S&P 500 was off today, 22 points. The Dow was up 39. The NASDAQ off pretty big, dropping 167 points. It's time for your retirement and investment strategy view review from a fee-only fiduciary. Go to annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button today.
Do you cringe when you look at your high school pictures? So much has changed. From your hair, today you might not have any, or maybe it's a completely different color. How about the innocence of your smile? We grow up and learn the world is bigger than we thought. It's the same with your money. Your views of wealth, legacy, and taxes have all grown up. Has your financial plan? At Annex Wealth Management, our team of tax experts can help you understand how your plan could improve. The Annex team will show you strategies that could help safeguard your wealth. And because we're fee-only fiduciaries, you won't have to put up with high-pressure sales or advice that isn't in your best interest. As you accumulate more wealth, there's a chance your tax pictures become more complex. The Annex Tax Smart Strategy Review will give you insights on your current tax plan and help build a framework to prioritize tax strategies. Take a proactive approach. Get an Annex Wealth Management Tax Smart Strategy Review. Visit annexwealth.com/taxsmart.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Garage door broke. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. Need a new garage door. Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new CHI maintenance-free garage door. In fact, a recent study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%, ranking #1 among all home improvement projects. To see our huge selection of doors, come visit us at our Brookfield location or view our online showroom at geisdoors.com. We have everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, call Geis at 262-784-4250 or visit us online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis. Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy high-end Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hasseless Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models, like the Sealy Posturepedic Glendale Falls Queen. Was on sale for $955, now just $362. Only a few remain, and they will sell out. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at hasseless.com.
I flew home to visit my family in Milwaukee and got all choked up in the rental car. My son's voices were on WTMJ talking about their company, Johnson & Sons Paving. There was never a doubt in my mind when I helped them write their business plan years ago. I was confident as people got to know my sons, Johnson & Sons Paving would become a huge success. Give my sons a call when you need some asphalt, concrete, seal coating, or striping done. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Traffic sponsored by Wettiger Compressor, the Midwest air compressor experts. Visit pressureisoff.biz. Wettiger Compressor salutes business owners who put the I can in American while treating their customers right.
All of the boys at Wettiger Compressor.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story: evacuations in Gaza.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got a string of accidents now. Eastbound 94, the Highway 83 on-ramp, an accident there. Another one on northbound 43's Locust off-ramp. And one more on the ramp from 894 eastbound to 4394 northbound in the Mitchell interchange. All these areas obviously being affected by the rain, so it's going to take a little bit longer for those accidents to get cleared. You're going to find at least a 5-minute ride no matter where you go today. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight's still rainy and windy. An additional inch of rain is possible, a low of 51. Tomorrow's going to be windy. Showers will become more scattered throughout the day as it dies down with a high of 56. It's 52 degrees in Milwaukee at 3:30. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a mass exodus now out of northern Gaza after Israel's military told Palestinians to leave ahead of an expected ground invasion against Hamas following its attack on the country last week. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres says it's a dangerous undertaking.
Moving more than 1 million people across a densely populated war zone to a place with no food, water, or accommodation when the entire territory is under siege is extremely dangerous and in some cases simply not possible.
Guterres saying the situation in Gaza has reached, quote, a dangerous new low. The Israeli military says forces have already been conducting small raids inside the Gaza Strip. Pedestrian safety on Milwaukee's Fond du Lac Avenue in question again after a 53-year-old was killed near 36th and Fond du Lac on Thursday evening.
It's the latest death on a stretch of road the Milwaukee Police Department has labeled as one of the most dangerous in the city. During an MPD reporting period between May of 2021 and May of 2022, the intersection of 35th and Fond du Lac just to the southeast saw 34 crashes, which included 12 hit-and-run incidents. There have been no major investments in traffic safety upgrades at 36th and Fond du Lac since a reconstruction of the intersection that finished in June of 2020. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
As Lake Michigan water is now flowing to almost the entire city of Waukesha, other thirsty communities may want to dip their straws into the Great Lakes.
In the 21st century, fresh water may prove more valuable than oil.
There are alternatives to oil, but we don't have alternatives for water.
Professor Melissa Scanlon, director of the Center for Water Policy at UWM, she says Waukesha is unique, and there are safeguards to prevent desert states from sucking the Great Lakes dry.
The compact in agreement with the Canadian provinces prevents the Southwest from tapping into the Great Lakes.
Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee's Department of Public Works is getting some help from an unexpected source as they plan traffic calming projects around Our Avenue School. The Our student body, DPW Senior Transportation Planner Marissa Meyer tells TMJ4 News.
It's really important to engage students, staff, teachers, parents in these kinds of conversations because they really know what's happening at the school and what the safety concerns are.
Our Avenue has been prioritized under the city's Safe Routes to School strategic plan. Wrapping up Hispanic Heritage Month, a special event is happening at the Milwaukee Art Museum.
This is one of our very favorite events at the Milwaukee Art Museum.
Senior Director of Learning and Engagement at the Milwaukee Art Museum, Amy Kirschke, says it all started with the community.
So we have a long tradition at the Milwaukee Art Museum of hosting family and youth experiences, bringing people in art together. This Sunday, October 15th, from 10 to 4, we will have the museum filled with activities for all ages.
The celebration is included with your admission to the museum, so it's free for members. But thanks to Kohl's, kids 12 and under are free as well. Otherwise, it's $22 for adults, $17 for students, seniors, and military. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
Bad news for the Brew Crew. The team has announced that Brandon Woodruff has undergone surgery on Friday to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. The Brewers expect the right-hander to miss most, if not all, of next season. Woodruff was unable to play in the NL Wildcard Series against the Diamondbacks due to the injury. He would have been the Game 2 starter. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 3:34.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
If there's any one thing that matters most to home sellers, it's their real estate agent getting as close to their asking price as possible. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, and here's a fact that should get you to think twice before calling anyone else. Statistics reveal Benefit Realty's list price to sale price ratio is over 100%. When you choose Benefit Realty, we're working as hard as we can to get you all that we can. Get proven performance and full service, all for only 3.9% real estate commissions. Benefit-realty.com. This is Angela Calais with Benefit Realty. When it comes to getting the peak price for your home sale, it's all a matter of eyeballs. The more people we get your home listing in front of, the more opportunities arise. At Benefit Realty, we are ultra confident in promising you maximum exposure to your listing. We want to sell it fast and for as much as we can for you. That way, all sides win. And I have to believe that's why we've achieved the strong growth that we have. Maximum exposure means maximum home sale value. Benefit-realty.com.
So I came to Advent because I was experiencing recurrent sinus infections. As a new mom, it was really kind of difficult.
Many of our patients complain of sinus infections. The headaches, fatigue, and nasal stuffiness have a profound effect on their lives.
I just felt like your sickness starts affecting your energy level and, the things that you really enjoy doing. That really was a breaking point for me.
So Molly came to Advent. Abnormally tight sinuses and swollen turbinates led to simple breathing triangle solutions that ended up taking about 20 minutes in office. And very soon thereafter, she was breathing freely.
I'm just in awe at the amount of air that that I'm able to breathe in and out each night, and I haven't had a sinus infection since the procedure.
I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. When you breathe well, you do live better.
Results may vary.
I'm looking for the fastest and easiest way to sell my home, and I keep hearing one name over and over. So I ask people, why Grandview Homes instead of a real estate agent?
We looked at a few businesses that purchase homes, and Grandview seemed to be the one that had it together.
How was it working with them?
Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
A mess? How do you mean?
We tried to do most of the updates ourselves. Needless to say, life got in the way and many things were never quite completed.
And they took care of all of it themselves? Like, it really is as is?
It really is as is. I left the mess and the stress to them.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is a name you know and the name you can trust. We buy every home as is, and you'll get a fair cash offer in just hours. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Johnny, you know what today is, don't you?
I do.
It's Cocktail Friday, first and foremost, but today is also
Friday the 13th.
Did you ever wonder where this started? Like the whole idea behind Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and I have no idea.
Like we got the black cat thing, walking under ladders is a bad thing to do, umbrellas indoors, broken mirrors. For whatever reason, the 13th day of a month falling on a Friday is considered unlucky, and especially spooky when it lands in October. All right, so I was curious. When did this all start? All right, calm down.
That's scary.
All right, so some trace it back to biblical times. Follow me here. Bad things typically happen on Fridays if you follow the Bible. The crucifixion of Christ happened on a Friday. The disciple who betrayed Jesus, named Judas, was the 13th guest of the Last Supper.
Oh.
Another account suggests the day has been associated with misfortune since the 1300s, when on Friday the 13th, the French king gave orders to arrest hundreds of knights in France. Well, that sounds boring to me.
Yeah, I'm not down with that.
How about a tarot deck? You familiar with a tarot card? All that kind of stuff? Well, the 13th card is death, often picturing the pale horse with its rider. Earlier today, Friday the 13th, Debbie got stuck in an elevator.
Oh, yes, she did.
All sorts of different things have been written. According to History.com, Western cultures have historically associated the number 12 with being complete. 12 months on the calendar, 12 days of Christmas, 12 gods of the Olympus. But 13 has always had a long record of bad luck. There's even a phobia for the day.
Paraskevi-decatriophobia.
Wait, what?
Paraskevi-decatriophobia.
You know what's not helped here is pop culture, John? It's perpetuated the idea that Friday the 13th is indeed unlucky. There have been 12 slasher films in this franchise.
Friday the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough.
Yeah, the name Jason was not popular in 1980 because of that movie. Now, amazingly, they've had 12 versions of Friday the 13th. Don't you think like there's one more to come?
Has to be.
For the brand.
Yes.
If nothing else. Well, it's not all bad. While some hide from the number 13, especially when associated with a Friday, others embrace it. So, Sam, check your local tattoo parlor for hot Friday the 13th deals. This is common.
That's a thing?
In the tattoo world.
Sam, that's
shaking
a
her
thing?
head yes, nodding yes. Big time deals. Back in January, Wendy's gave away free fries on Friday, the 13th.
Yeah.
And our girl T Swift is all about the number 13.
I don't like your little games. Don't like
So early in Taylor Swift's career, she would often perform with the number 13 written on her hand. That was a lucky number for her. She was born on the 13th, turned 13 on Friday the 13th. First album went gold in 13 weeks, and her first number one song had a 13-second intro. I really dug deep for that one.
And she's got $13 gazillion.
She also has $13 gazillion. So Friday the 13th is not bad for everyone. Some people find the charm and intrigue behind it. To me, it's a day, but I'm more on high alert when things happen on Friday the 13th. When it's in October, it's just one of those things. But if you feel bad about it, just think about what T Swift would do, and likely you'll have a better day.
You know, hotels don't have a floor 13, many of them.
So we're going to get into that because superstitions exist around this time of year, this month, this day, right? Anything Friday the 13th. And hotels, skyscrapers.
Some cruise ships.
You are going to be shocked at the percentage of elevators in skyscrapers that do not have a number 13. We'll get into that on the other side.
But really, when you go to 14, you're going to 13.
Well, yes, but do you have to think of it that way? It's the psychology of it all, right, that runs rampant. That's why Friday the 13th has this mystical nature about it, because it's in our mind.
Especially in October.
Yes. And it all comes back
Wake
to
up
Taylor Swift.
with me. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Tune in every Monday and Friday at 8:15 for Matzik's Morning Minute during Wisconsin's Morning News. Everything you need to know about all your favorite Wisconsin teams in just 60 seconds.
And a drive out to left. This is high, deep, gone!
Every Monday and Friday at 8:15 during Wisconsin's Morning News.
And I thought he did a lot of great things. I thought he showed great poise, made some off-schedule plays, made the throws when they needed to be made.
Sponsored by Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac.
John Mercure here for one of my favorite businesses, Wisconsin Granite Design. I got granite put in my house from Wisconsin Granite Design. It is the most gorgeous thing in our house, the granite. It's fantastic. Wisconsin Granite Design. Get your free estimate in one of the largest showrooms in the Midwest, an extensive selection of granite, quartz, marble. As a matter of fact, when we picked ours out, I think there were almost 200 unique custom slabs to choose from at Wisconsin Granite Design. Lena and Amanda and the teams there, they make it quick and easy. Our project's stunning and efficient. It's gorgeous stuff installed in 2 to 3 weeks. Wisconsin's #1 source for kitchen countertops, renovations, and remodeling. It's the real deal. Check it out right there in Oak Creek. It's Wisconsin Granite Design. Tell them John Mercure sent you. Get a free sink cutout valued at $300. Wisconsin Granite Design.
Since 1946, Ansay and Associates has provided insurance to help secure businesses and families throughout Wisconsin. With custom coverage and superior customer service, Ansay and Associates can provide all of your insurance needs. Visit ansay.com today and get a free consultation with one of our strategists. Or come see us in person at any of our local offices. Ansay and Associates, securing and protecting your American dream.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Been telling you about Lifetime Radon Solutions here for a number of months. And what happened in our home led us to Lifetime Radon Solutions. We had high radon levels, and we needed to get it out. Priority number one was protecting our family with 2 young daughters and a dog. So we called Lifetime Radon Solutions, a local and family-owned company. I knew we could trust them. They had high reviews. In fact, a number of folks in our subdivision relied on Lifetime Radon Solutions to help them with a similar situation. They've got certified technicians, first-class training, years of experience. They were in and out installing a mitigation system in just a few hours in our home. So give them a call if you want the folks at Lifetime Radon Solutions to come out and run a free test at your place. They will do it. No strings attached. Lifetime Radon took care of our family. They'll do the same for you. Why risk it? Give them a call. Lifetime Radon Solutions. Visit lifetimeradon.com.
If we think God will stay behind the walls we've made for him, we'll always be trying to keep somebody out. And if we think being human is the same thing as being God, then we'll never have anyone who can truly call us out.
Dr. Michael Ziegler talks about Psalm 80, a choir of nuns, and a lounge singer on the Lamb, this week on The Lutheran Hour.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey there.
Hey there, John. We're still dealing with a couple of issues on the ramp from 894 eastbound to northbound 4394 just got cleared as I've just refreshed my screen here. We do still have some delays through that area, though, so be prepared for that. Westbound side going to be slow right out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to Forest Home. Southbound on 43, we got backups from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down through the Marquette and onto 4394. Northbound side slow from Kilbourne all the way up past Keefe. Remember, we do have that accident on the Locust off ramp, and east and westbound on 94 just generally slow between 84th Street and the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast going to be soggy a little bit longer. Scattered showers continue tonight. It's going to be windy, kind of nasty. A low of only 52. That's not terrible, but it's going to be misty, rainy, windy all night long. Tomorrow, windy, showers, a high of 55. On Sunday, the showers are primarily confined to right along the lakefront. Breezy, a high of 55. Monday, chance for more rain. Still breezy, a high of 54. And on Tuesday, sunny, a high of 57 degrees. Right now, still raining in most of southeast Wisconsin. It's 52 degrees.
They played the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard.
So on this Friday the 13th, during the month of Halloween, we thought it might be fun to talk about a couple of different things. Superstitions. Greg mentioned this in the last segment. Do you have a superstition? Do you consider yourself superstitious? I think a lot of people do when it comes to sports. We hear this all the time. Sit in the same chair, wear the same shirt, watch the games with the same people, take in things the same way if your team's doing well. And if they're not, you switch it up. You don't have those people over. You sit on the other end of the sofa. Are you superstitious? 855-616-1620. The Old National Bank talk and text lines, 855-616-1620. I also want to throw out another topic. Do you want to talk about superstitions? Or, I'm very intrigued by this. Do you believe in ghosts and spirits? 855-616-1620. I want to hear from you if you have a story where you encountered a ghost or a spirit. Because I have a real hard time believing in this. I can't wrap my arms around it. I've never had an experience with a ghost or a spirit ever. I just haven't. Have you? 855-616-1620. I'd love to hear about that experience, or I'd love to hear about your superstition. You can either call us or shoot us a text.
So the Otis Elevator Company is a name brand elevator, if there can be such a thing, right?
The biggest in the world.
Look down when you get on an elevator. Chances are it's going to say Otis on the bottom, right on the nameplate.
Yep.
So the Otis Elevator Company reports that 80 to 90% of the elevators they've installed in skyscrapers and large hotels do not have a 13th floor button. That is way higher than I would ever have imagined.
Wow.
I would have thought 30 maybe. And even then, I thought that went, just think about all the skyscrapers in the world where they would install an elevator. 80 to 90% don't have a 13th floor, and it's all based upon the superstition. Residential buildings, skyscrapers, you name it. Like, it's a thing. And I've noticed that in hotels, and I used to point it out. Oh, this one doesn't have a 13th floor button, even though you might be on the 13th floor. Your room number says 1402 or whatever.
Yeah.
But 80 to 90%, that is wild.
That's huge. That's a huge number. And I was on a cruise ship not that long ago, and these cruise ships are so big that, believe it or not, they have that many floors also. And it also did not have a 13. It went from 12 to 14.
So I thought 7 was the unlucky number. Or is that the good number?
No, that's the good number.
You want to have that playing craps, right?
7's a good number.
Okay, 13 you don't want to have playing craps either.
Unless you're Taylor Swift.
Okay.
All right, so we've asked for spooky encounters on this Friday the 13th. Do you have a spooky encounter? I would love to hear about it, because I've never had one, really. The Old National Bank talk and text lines, 855-616-1620. Let's go to Robin, who's in Elkhorn. Good afternoon, Robin. You're on the air.
Hi there. So I had a spooky encounter when I was very young. I was spending the night with my grandparents, and they lived in an old house that was a stagecoach stop back in the day. and I was sleeping on the couch. I was probably like 8 or so, and I was sleeping on the couch. And you know how you roll over at night and you sometimes open your eyes, but you go right back to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
I had done that, and I saw this figure coming through the front door that had a top hat and like a cape on it. And it kind of had its hands out like it was like coming after something. And of course I screamed, and my grandma and grandpa, I woke them up. That's like how much I screamed. And that episode passed, and my mom was never told. She never told was never told the story by my grandma and grandpa. And we were telling spooky stories later in life when I was, my early 20s. And my mom was sitting there, and I told this story. And she looked at me, and she said, I never heard that story before. And I said, yeah. And she goes, okay, I was sleeping in the bedroom in that house, and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and there was a figure at the end of my bed wearing a top hat and a cape.
Whoa.
So my mom and I both saw it at, much different times in life, obviously.
That's
so
crazy.
I was only, like I said, 8, and she was in her 20s, and I wasn't even born yet. So, yeah, so we both saw the same thing.
That's a creepy story, Robin. Thanks for sharing that. You have a creepy story? 855-616-1620. Let's go to Valerie, who's in New Berlin. Valerie, good afternoon. You're on WTMJ.
Good afternoon. Thank you for taking my call. And it's not a spooky story. It's a spirit story.
Okay.
I have a grandson with special needs. And one day he was not that far from me, and he's having this conversation. And I said, who are you talking to? He goes, I can't tell you. I says, of course, you could tell me anything. No, you won't believe me. Of course I'll believe you. Who you talking to? Great-grandpa from California. No, that's my father, who had passed maybe 6 months before that. And I said, well, tell him I said hi. He says, okay. He said, but there's this lady with him, and she keeps telling me to call her Granny. Who's Granny? And he never met my mother, who had died 5 years prior to that, who went by Granny. So he's having full conversations with my parents and my husband's parents. And we just, as long as he's having them, good for him. Very happy for him. He knows he knew who my father was. And then that one day my husband had a picture of his dad, and my grandson goes, that's that man I keep telling you about who keeps talking.
Wow.
He was pointing to the picture of my husband's dad. So,
wow.
yes, they are watching. They are there. They're loving us. And you just can't be closed-minded, or you'll never see them.
Valerie, thank you very much for the phone call. Lori's in Menominee Falls. What do you think of that story, Matzik?
Mine is a powerful thing, isn't it?
It is. It is, yeah. Lori's in Menominee Falls. Lori, good afternoon. You're on WTMJ.
Hi, how's it going?
Excellent. Tell us your story.
So I was in my teens, and I have a younger brother. He was probably about 5 at the time, now maybe a little older, maybe 8. And we were visiting my grandmother. We were in the second story of her house, which was part bedroom, bathroom, part attic. And we walked up the stairs, and we're going to turn into the bedroom to help do some vacuuming or whatever, help my grandma. And all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, comes from basically the knee down. So we saw the cuffed brown suit pants and the brogue shoes of this spirit. And it walked down the hallway and turned right, opened a closet door, and went into the closet. And we ran downstairs. I don't even remember how I got downstairs because I was so frightened. And I said to my brother, did you see that? And he said, yes. I said, okay, I want to make sure I'm not crazy. And I said, you write down what you saw. I'll write down what I saw. And my grandma and my mom and my other brother were also there. And once we wrote it down, they compared them, and it was exact. The
Whoa,
brown
that's crazy.
suit pants with the cuff, and and just from the knees down, and the rest of the body was not visible.
Ooh. All right. Hey, Lori, thank you. Thank you for the story. That's creepy.
That's wild.
That they both wrote it down.
So my only encounter is the first house I ever bought, my great-uncle built back in the 1950s. And after he and my great-aunt passed away, I ended up buying the house. My great-aunt, unfortunately, passed away in the house. And I was sleeping one night. I'd lived alone for a short period of time. And there was a night that I went to sleep, and I kind of felt something on my back, like touching my back. And I heard, "Thank you." And it was in my aunt's voice.
Come on. You did?
And I don't know what
Were
that
you in
meant.
a dream state, maybe? Was it a dream?
So here's where I say the mind is a powerful tool. I was knowingly living in a house that my great-aunt lived in for decades upon decades. She passed away in the house. I was grateful for the opportunity to have family support me buying a house that's been in our family for years, right? So, I mean, all that kind of stuff is weighing in my mind as I'm in my mid-20s. I'm buying a house. It all moved very fast. So maybe, probably some sort of dream.
That's interesting.
But dreams can be pretty realistic, as we all know. And you don't always feel something in your dream. And I felt something as part of that, whatever it was.
Ooh. All right. Okay, we are out of time. I'll tell you what, we'll do this later on in the month again, maybe, like as we get closer to Halloween. I'm sorry we didn't get to everybody's calls. Interesting stories. 356 at WTMJ. John Mercure here for Town Bank. I've been at Town Bank for a very long time because I trust them. They've got the best banking solutions, the best customer service. They're involved in the community, and that's important to me as well. It's Town Bank. Do you check your savings account sometimes that earns interest, or your checking account and feel like you aren't saving anything at all? Well, Town Bank, they view banking differently. They're not going to try to force you to put it in a savings account. They would recommend you put it in a CD. They've got the best CD rates. They'll take good care of you. It's Town Bank. Amazing new CD rates so you can earn even more while you sit back and relax at Town Bank. Stop banking the same way, expecting different results, and start earning more. It's Town Bank. I got Dan and Matt in my Town Bank, and they're great. The best customer service. There's a Dan and Matt in every Town Bank. It's Town Bank, Wisconsin's bank, my bank, part of the Wintrust family of community banks. Check it out at townbank.us, member FDIC.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
1840 Brewing Company will soon open its second tap room in downtown West Bend in a mixed-use development called The District. The craft brewery's first location is in Milwaukee's Bayview neighborhood. Marcus Hotels and Resorts is looking to acquire new properties and management contracts as it aims to expand its portfolio. The local company has hired a new executive to lead its growth. It owns hotels across the country, including the Pfister in Milwaukee. A new funding bill for American Family Field keeps alive the potential to develop new buildings like hotels and restaurants around the stadium. The Milwaukee Brewers have not opposed this, but say they want to protect the team's tailgating culture. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Once you've lived with it, you know there's no comparison. Hydronic heating is the best in comfort. And when it comes to hydronic heating, the man in the red van can do it all with a 96% efficiency modulating heat boiler, slant fin wall-mounted radiating heat, cast iron radiators, or how about in-floor heat that we can even lay in below your new driveway on your new home build, so you never have to shovel. Now we're talking.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
So here's why you'd want an Armstrong air heat pump. Consider a powerful electric backup to your gas furnace that can do the work of your furnace very efficiently. That means lower energy bills. And it has a rock-solid 12-year warranty and can act as an AC unit too. But here's the real gist of it. With all the government tax credits you get, you almost get the darn thing free. So see the man in the red van to get reliable efficiency from an Armstrong air heat pump.
You gotta see the man in the red van. Quality heating, quality heating.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
Most companies focus on the product. At Semper Fi, we focus on our people and you, and that's never let us down. That's why you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask your advisor, are you 100% fee only for 100% of your clients 100% of the time? If they answer no, get a second opinion.
Financial strategies, a wiser way to build your wealth.
FinancialStrategiesInc.com.
I'm Brett Matschke, and you're due for service.
Ridgelawns.
Traffic is sponsored by Import Minded on South 27th Street. Get back on the road today. Get your car healthy by bringing it to Import Minded on South 27th. For all your auto repair and service needs, it's Import Minded on South 27th Street.
The place to get caught up, to speak out, to connect and be entertained. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure, your top story, the latest in a trend of murders.
I'm Greg Matzik, wrapping up Hispanic Heritage Month.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, eastbound on 94, right at the Highway 83 on-ramp. We've got an accident there. Be careful with that. And no matter where you go, it's going to be slow. So from the zoo to downtown, you're looking at 14 minutes, an extra 7. The westbound side will take you 12. Southbound 43, 39 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown. Pretty much solid all the way down from Silver Spring through the Marquette and on to 4394. Northbound side, not much better, 19 minutes downtown to Brown Deer Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, rainy and windy, a low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow, windy with showers once again, a high of 56. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a Milwaukee family is mourning after the latest murder of a transgender woman killed over the weekend in a shooting on the city's northwest side.
30-year-old China Long was shot and killed Sunday morning near 89th and Dogwood. Long's aunt, Alyssa Davenport, tells TMJ4 News.
They truly don't understand what they've done to our family. You know, they took a piece of our joy.
Long is the fourth transgender woman killed in Milwaukee in the past year. Davenport says she was happiest after transitioning.
Once she became into who she wanted to be, which was China, you know, she lived in that. And every day she lived to be China, and she was happy.
Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police have not released information about suspects or announced any arrests.
Republicans voted Jim Jordan to be their new nominee for House Speaker in an internal vote. House Republicans have been fighting over who to elect to replace Representative Kevin McCarthy after he lost the gavel. Steve Scalise withdrew his nomination for the role, saying he didn't have the votes. Jordan still needs 217 votes on the House floor.
Another stretch of protected bike lanes is on the way for Milwaukee. A new $3.2 million plan unveiled by the Department of Public Works would construct a two-way protected lane for cyclists on Van Buren Street between Wells and Brady, also making that stretch two-way. DPW says 310 crashes happened on Van Buren between 2017 and 2021. The project could begin as soon as next spring, with an anticipated completion by the end of 2024.
Well, the city of Milwaukee is working on traffic calming street improvements near Our Avenue School, and they're getting some help from our students like Thaddeus Williams. The fifth grader tells TMJ4 News he hopes he can make a difference.
By making people more aware that kids walk to school and not having them just think about where they need to go.
Students have been observing behavior on the streets around their school, and next up, they'll create maps marking where they think infrastructure changes, like traffic circles, curb extensions, or crosswalks, are needed.
Hispanic Heritage Month wraps up this weekend, and the Milwaukee Art Museum is going out with a bang.
Senior Director of Learning and Engagement at the Milwaukee Art Museum says this is a long time and beloved event.
For 26 years, we've been hosting Family Sundays, Dia de los Muertos. And this Sunday, October 15th, from 10 to 4, we will have the museum filled with activities for all ages. At the very heart of the space in our Windover Hall is the community ofrenda, where everyone can post a tribute to their loved ones.
And beyond the community ofrenda,
there will be art making, there will be performances, there will be tours celebrating the traditions and celebration of Day of the Dead.
Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Check out the website for more information on schedules and ticket prices.
Well, bad news for Brewers starter Brandon Woodruff. He undergoes shoulder surgery. He could miss all of next season, according to Brewers general manager Matt Arnold. And the Badgers continue Big Ten play Saturday at home against Iowa.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
You've seen the brothers, the owners of Siding Unlimited's video commercial. You can tell that Eric and Aaron Brown are good guys. And I, as their friend and radio spokesman for about 20 years now, can add that they operate a great company. Their dad instilled in them the importance of integrity, truth and trust, reliability, knowledge, and strength. Quality products for sure, but it's their commitment to the installation that sets Siding Unlimited apart from other companies. Dad built a strong siding business. The sons added windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Siding Unlimited hires experienced American craftsmen to do the best installation of those quality products onto your house. Customers and industry suppliers testify to Siding Unlimited's work ethic and quality. Siding Unlimited's awards fill the office wall. Come see them at the unique outside-in showroom in Gerke's Corners. Just remember siding, then sidingunlimited.com.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature sponsored by the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. Healthy joints are critical to lifelong mobility. Timely treatment of simple and complex joint problems can help keep you moving. Here to tell us more is Dr. Michael Decker, an orthopedic surgeon with the Froedtert and the Medical College Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Decker, first of all, thanks for joining us today. What are the treatment options that your team offers?
Well, Jeff, thanks for having me. Treatment options can vary depending on the condition, but there are a number of them. We can go anywhere from non-operative care for patient-specific issues such as injections or medication management, occupational or physical therapy. We can provide a number of unique interventions such as platelet-rich plasma therapies, physical therapists that focus on sports performance and training improvements, all the way to surgical interventions depending on the condition, from soft tissue procedures to full joint replacements.
Dr. Decker, what is it that makes your program so unique?
I think one of the aspects of the Froedtert and Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network that makes us unique is that we can treat patients in a very patient-specific way because of our multidisciplinary and comprehensive approach to patient care. We offer an array of treatment options, including non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive procedures, all the way to more complex open surgical procedures, including robotic surgery for our patients.
Doctor, I know you do a lot with sports performance and an improvement training as well.
That's right. We hope to not just help patients manage the discomfort that comes with their conditions, whatever that may be. We hope that people who have high expectations for their activity levels, such as golfers, tennis players, athletes, and a wide range of folks, have the ability to really hone in and improve their skills and their training in a way that is also protective to their overall physical health.
Dr. Decker, this has been extremely helpful and informative. Thanks so much for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com/ortho.
Get ready, Wisconsin. It's Medicare annual enrollment period. So why not make enrolling easier with United Healthcare? Whether you choose our online tools or over-the-phone support, United Healthcare will help you compare options so you can choose a plan with confidence. This is Medicare made for Wisconsin. Trusted everywhere. Explore our wide range of plans by calling United Healthcare today at 1-855-MEET-UHC. That's 1-855-MEET-UHC. Annual enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th, so call today.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's John McCure.
All right, hope your Friday's going absolutely fantastic. We're having a good Friday around here. We've got a lot of stuff coming your direction as we head through the rest of the afternoon, including, in case you missed it, maybe some stories you haven't heard a whole lot about that we will share with you as we head through the afternoon. All right. Thought we had something here that we were going to do, and I cannot find it anywhere.
I'd kind of like to revisit Debbie just in the elevator, but I feel so bad about it.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
I just can't believe it happened.
It actually did happen, and there's something that's going to happen here over the weekend too, John. I don't think we're going to be able to see it, however, and then that's part of the frustration, right? You get some nasty weather and things sort of boil over, and you miss out on a chance to see an interesting phenomenon in space. One step closer to one of the coolest celestial events of the year. Might be clouded over, but it's still interesting.
It's a solar eclipse, and the viewing area is supposed to be one of the closest for our area. Even if Mother Nature isn't going to cooperate for a live viewing here, the UWM Manfred Olson Planetarium is holding an event this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You see, back in the olden days, events like what's going to happen would send people into a frenzy. In Nordic cultures, people blamed sky wolves for eating the sun. And in Vietnam, it was a frog. Obviously, that's not what's going on here, but it is a rare occurrence to the tune of once every 300 or so years for any given spot on the planet.
That's rare. And the fact that we get two of any kind of a solar eclipse is awesome in the same year.
The second happening in April. Director of the UWM Planetarium, Gene Creighton, says even if we were in the best viewing location in the U.S., it still isn't a total eclipse. It's an annular eclipse.
So annular means that the moon sometimes changes its distance from us, but there are times in the orbit of the moon where the moon is farther than average. And when that's the case, it doesn't quite completely cover the sun, so there'll be a portion of the sun that is still visible.
Oh, and do yourself a favor, do not, I repeat, do not try and just look up at an eclipse. I know it'll probably be cloudy this time around, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention it. It could truly blind you.
Eye doctors say they can tell by looking at your eye how damaged it is, whether you've been looking at the sun. It really does hurt your eyes. Don't do it.
That's okay, though. The UWM Planetarium is having a big shindig to learn more about eclipses.
This is open to everybody in the community. It is free. We wanted to give people an opportunity to do this safely. We will provide free solar eclipse glasses so that people can look. We also have telescopes that are equipped with a professional solar filter, so it's safe to see, so people can see a more detailed view, again, safely. We are going to have the indoor planetarium programs in any case, just to console ourselves, because we've been planning this for 2 years. And also, we hope to have a live feed in any case.
It's cool to see with a party and educators there to teach you more, but it's not just people clamoring to see the moon take a bite out of the sun. There's actually research being done at that moment that can only be done during an eclipse, too.
When we can block the sun, then we see aspects of it that you can't see otherwise, what we call the corona. And that's a very active area of research right now.
We've still got tons to learn about our closest star, and every once in a while, the heavens throw us a little bone and lines everything up so we can do just that. Debbie Loziga, WTMJ News.
Ooh, interesting stuff. So what are the chances we'll see it? Brian Naznansky is with us live coming up during the 5 o'clock hour. We'll talk weather in detail. It is 4:13 at WTMJ.
There's going to be so much hype around us.
Dame outside, drills a three. It is time.
You going to clog up the paint, or are you going to allow me to make 9 threes?
Bounce pass back to Giannis. Got to get to work. Goes to work and sends it down with a one-hand slam. Listen to Giannis and Dame on the floor together for the first time ever.
Don't win the championship by making a move. You win the championship when you're the last team standing.
Tip-off is Sunday at 6 on the home of the Bucks. 620 WTMJ.
Hey, time to tell you about Surfer Boy Pizza. It's radical. Have you heard about it? Have you seen it? You might have seen it in the Netflix series Stranger Things. That's right. The pizza is inspired by the Surfer Boy Pizza in that show. Made by Palermo, so you know it's going to be great. Incredible mozzarella cheese, whole milk mozzarella in gnarly range of toppings, and some cool varieties like pineapple jalapeno, supreme, multi-meat, the pepperoni if you want to go that route, even just basic cheese. All delicious, hand-tossed, crispy-style crust. Incredible. Put one on the table tonight, everyone's happy, and they'll always be happy when it's Palermo's. Whether it's Surfer Boys, Screamin' Sicilian, Connie's, or Urban Pie, find Palermo's. Wisconsin's hometown pizza wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Woodman's, Piggly Wiggly's, Sendik's, Pick and Save, and more. Made in Wisconsin for over 55 years. You know it's great if it's Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva. It's always been the place for fall fun.
Hey, my friends at Sidex are redoing the bathroom that we have, our guest bathroom, taking out the conventional bathtub and shower and putting in a beautiful walk-in shower. It's Sidex. Guess what? They're giving away a $10,000 upgrade like we're getting. Get rid of that bathtub. Get a beautiful shower, maybe with one of those glass doors. Get what you want, cool shower head. You can do it with Sidex, and we're giving away one for free. Installed absolutely free, no cost to you. Here's what you need to do. You need to get in our contest to win this free new shower. Text the word Sidex, the Old National Bank talk and text line 855-616-1620. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X. We send you a form. I think you need to upload a picture of what your bathroom looks like currently. You could get a free bathroom from the company I trust, Sidex. Text the word Sidex, S-I-D-E-X, to 855-616-1620. It's really easy. I'd love for you to get a free bathroom. We're going to pick one for somebody. Sidex to 855-616-1620.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there, John. What a wet ride out there. Blah. We've got delays basically stretching from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette interchange to and over the high-rise bridge. We've got the northbound side backing up from Kilbourne all the way up past Keith. Westbound 94 riding the brakes from 27th Street through the Stadium interchange. The eastbound side hits the brakes right about at 84th Street through to about 27th. Back that up a little bit. We've got backups along eastbound 94 on between Barker Road and Calhoun. It's going to be another heavy spot there. And then along northbound 41, backing up from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, scattered showers, cloudy and windy, a low of 52 degrees. Tomorrow, windy, cloudy, a high of 55, maybe a little rain tomorrow, too. Sunday, rain is along the lake shore, a high of 55. Monday, chance for showers, a high of 54. And on Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 57 degrees. Man, October weather is just sucking it so far, isn't it? Right now, it's rainy and 52 degrees.
It's time for Green and Gold Insiders on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
He's our guy. He's the best. We're lucky that he's with us on Mondays and Fridays. He is ESPN Milwaukee's Jason Wilde. On the bye week, he's with us. He's not vacationing.
He wasn't even on his show today, but he's on ours.
Wow, Wilde.
That's true, yes. I needed those 6 hours yesterday and today to get important things done like paying bills and doing my expenses that are way behind. So, yeah, very exciting couple of days for me. But I have done all my radio hits on the phone, including you guys, which is great.
What is the most interesting thing on your expense report? What would we find on there that would make us go, huh?
Ooh, yeah, well, it isn't on there yet. But we are doing a promotion for Racine Danish Kringles. And I have agreed to sing a jingle for my Kringle wearing the elf costume that Will Ferrell wears in Elf. So I have to find one. I think I found one pre-owned on Poshmark for $25, and I'm totally going to expense it, and we'll see if it gets through.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, anything for a good partner, right?
That is so good.
Indeed, they're the best. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see. Wait till we see how I sing first before we say
if you need, like Olympic style, John and I can hold up cards like 8.5, 9, 6.5. If you want to test anything out here, we're happy to have you test it out with us.
We're here for you.
We'll do a dry run before we film the actual video, and you guys, I will definitely take your positive and constructive feedback. But if you just tell me I suck, then I don't want it.
No, we wouldn't do that to you.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I'm bummed you just didn't borrow John's elf costume. I guess you should have
let
us
me know
earlier.
Wait, you have one?
I'm sure he does.
I got all kinds of costumes, Wilda. You should come over and go through the costume closet.
That's a conversation I'm not
Yeah.
prepared to have today.
Hey,
I wasn't prepared for that either. Thanks, Greg.
that was amazing. Hey, I also look forward to the Packers dressing up like a football team next time they take the field, Jason.
Hey-o. Yeah, look, I've been trying to be the voice. You know, you guys are really nice to say nice things about me, but the one thing that I've tried to be basically since the 2022 season ended has been to try and be the voice of reason, right? And try to put people both in a realistic and calm place about this team, because we all knew there were going to be ups and downs. And I just feel like, you know, that start against Chicago, and then statistically, even though they ended up losing the game, you know, how they played in Atlanta and how Jordan Love played against the Falcons, except for the fourth quarter, really raised people's hopes and expectations. And now we're kind of seeing what life is like with an inexperienced quarterback and a whole lot of inexperienced guys that he's throwing to. The defense, you know, we spent a lot of time on this show talking about Joe Barry and his future, and they did their part against Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams last Monday night. They did enough to win, but the offense and those young guys, it's just a struggle, and you would hope that over the next 12 games after the bye that you see consistent improvement from here on out.
It's so hard to not dive into the daily, right? So if I look at 6 games and you tell me the Packers are going to be 3-3, I'm thinking, okay, all right, you're still in it, right? Absolutely, especially in the NFC. But I get caught up, Jason, in the way you arrive at that record and what looks right and what really doesn't look right. I'm trying to be more like you, that I can just take a holistic view and just say 3-3 is not a bad spot to be. They still have work to do to get there, but I can't get myself out of what doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that. Now, I will say this. If they lose to one of the worst teams in the league in the Broncos, and they don't get the 3-3 and they're 2-4, I am going to have a much harder job of convincing people, take a deep breath, it's going to be fine. You know, one of the nice things about Aaron Rodgers not playing for the Packers anymore is that I don't have to watch every single minute of the Pat McAfee show. It's a lot for me to take in. They do a great job, and as he was explaining, he took his $5 million company to $500 million. So great. Pat is a genius. I don't deny that. But, you know, when he spends so much time telling Aaron how great he is, and then some of the other parts of the conversation that I wasn't all that interested in, I don't miss that. But he talked about Jordan Love for quite a while, and I thought, you know, again, for a guy who there are differing opinions on how people feel about him, I thought it was a pretty darn good big brother move for Jordan Love that he went out and said, look, it's going to be – he basically did the relaxed thing, except he did it on Jordan Love's behalf, and they're not even teammates anymore. So I want more people. You don't have to listen to the other stuff he talks about if you don't like hearing that. But I tweeted it out yesterday, I hope people just watch him talking about Jordan, because I really do think that he is right. And remember, he's been through this himself. He had 2 3-interception games during that 2008 season. So he had his ups and downs too, and look what he became. Not saying that Jordan Love's going to be a Hall of Famer, but we have to understand that this is a process.
Yeah, you're right. That was really decent, Jason. That was good stuff. You're right. Lambeau Field, it's going to be decked out for Saturday's Spooktacular. They're putting up the fake headstones. It's got purple. It's got the spider webs. It's wicked. It's spooky. It's creepy. It's going to be a creepy place on Saturday. Will you take your kids? Are your kids interested in Lambeau Field, or because of what you do for a living, is that the last place your kids ever want to spend any time?
We go to Titletown once in a while. I'm not, you know, I was a little, and I kind of pushed back on Mark Murphy once upon a time when he was talking about how Titletown was going to be this great destination. And I think it's great for our community. Don't get me in any way wrong. But I have a lot of friends. I grew up in Milwaukee. I went to school in Madison. Like, I have lots of friends in other parts of the state. And they come here for a game, and that's about it. Like, occasionally they'll come to see me or the girls, more likely the girls and Paula. But it's not like people are trekking up 43 just to go, you know, run some routes at Titletown. Now, the Spooktacular, the girls went to it when they were younger. It is fun. I do recommend it if you've got younger kids. The girls have kind of aged out of that now. We're on that precipice and I'm sure we'll talk about this later in the month, when do you stop trick-or-treating? Because they are 12 and 13. They have their Care Bear costumes. They are definitely still going this year. I don't want that to end. I say once you can drive a car, you're done.
Well, that's
And
good.
To be honest, I don't want them to drive either. I just would rather be their Uber driver. I'm not ready for kids who drive either. So I think they could go driving, or they could go trick-or-treating until they're 21 at the rate I'm going.
Okay, so Mercure hands out popcorn, microwavable popcorn to all the kids coming by the
And they
neighborhood.
like it.
Are you a full candy bar person, a mini candy bar person? What is the Wilde household like?
We are full candy bar. Paula is very generous. She stays home, and I go out with the girls. But I would say that the greatest trick-or-treating story came from our buddy Rob Domofsky, who covers the Packers for ESPN.com and joins all of our different shows. He lived in a suburban Chicago neighborhood growing up where Bruce Sutter, the relief pitcher, the closer, lived in his neighborhood. And I would totally do this if I was as famous as Bruce Sutter. He would hand out autographed baseball cards of himself.
There you go.
Halloween.
So
I bet the little girls loved that.
What is this? Who are you?
They were, and Rob was a White Sox fan, so he wasn't sure what to do with it.
Oh, my God. Put it in your
He
bike
wanted Ron
and
Kittle.
a spoke noisemaker. That is a great story. Jason Wilde, 9 a.m. to noon, ESPN Milwaukee. Thanks, partner.
I feel like I gave you very little Packers information, but I hope we were entertained.
Yeah, but we learned so much.
Yeah.
We really did. The elephant jingle thing that's not going away.
That's magic.
I'm glad.
Have a good
All right,
weekend.
guys. Take care. Be good.
426 at WTMJ. Time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Mixed to end the Friday. The S&P was off 22 points. The Dow is up 39. The NASDAQ closed up 167. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hey, I want to tell you about my favorite hangout for hounds and humans. You heard me talking about the Hounds and Tap in Menominee Falls. You cannot miss it. Right off Silver Spring, 12,000 square feet. It's absolutely gorgeous and designed for dogs. When I mean designed for dogs, I mean it. All the cleanliness, the filtration systems, the indoor grooming, the doggy daycare, the doggy boarding. If you want to see happy dogs, go to the Hounds and Taps Facebook page and see it. You know your dog will be in great hands with the folks at the Hounds and Tap. There's even a tavern, an indoor-outdoor tavern. That's right. Catch a game, catch a beer, food from a food truck with your dog or without. Just hang out at the Hounds and Tap. It's a positive reinforcement and redirection facility. They've got trained dog handlers. They are the best, and they're located in Menominee Falls. Whatever you need a little getaway, you can trust your dog with the folks at the Hounds and Tap.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
John Mercure here for Dave Draycamp Heating. You know you get sticker shock just about everywhere you spend money these days, whether it's buying mums at Home Depot or groceries at the Pick and Save. It's just a lot more expensive than it used to be. With inflation, it seems like prices never stop going up, and yes, that includes heating and cooling. Thank you, We Energies. Therefore, it's crucial to ensure your home comfort system is in top working order to maximize every bit of gas and electricity that you're paying for. Call Dave Draycamp. Get on their schedule today. The teams I trust are at Dave Draycamp Heating. The friendly team there will ensure everything is running reliably and you're not piling on unexpected repair costs because of neglect. And it'll prolong the life of your appliances so you aren't needing to replace them sooner than you must. If you know you're going to need to replace your equipment, do it now. It's not getting any cheaper, and you'll be able to have it done on your terms. Remember, you may be waiting, but winter never waits. Call Dave Drake Camp today to schedule your fall maintenance or free in-home estimate and freeze inflation before winter freezes you. DaveDrakeCamp.com.
I'm Randy from All Right Home and Remodeling. Did you know that ROI on exterior home improvements are some of the highest? Some sources say new vinyl siding nets 76% ROI and stone veneer is over 100%. Chances are you've seen your property value increase pretty significantly in the past few years. Want to increase it even more and improve curb appeal? Beautify your home's exterior. There's some great tax breaks to take advantage of too. Call us today to set up a free consultation or visit ALLRITE remodeling.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley. Your top story: another candidate for Speaker emerges.
Got an accident on westbound 94 at about 35th Street on the left shoulder. So that's going to be tying things up out of the Marquette. The eastbound side's going to be slow from 84th Street through the stadium as well. Off the freeway system, we've got an accident on Canal Street westbound just past 6th Street. So not too far from the Harley Museum. Left shoulder is blocked because of a crash there as well. The slow ride no matter where you go, and make sure you have your headlights on if you got your wipers on. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight's going to be rainy and windy. An additional inch of rain is possible with a low of 51. Tomorrow, windy, showers becoming more scattered throughout the day, a high of 56. It's 51 and rainy in Milwaukee at 4:31. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan getting about 25 more votes Friday than he received earlier this week. The GOP conference voting Majority Leader Steve Scalise to be their nominee for House Speaker earlier this week. He withdrew his bid to run Thursday night. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand hearing from Republican California Congressman Mike Garcia.
Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan on Friday won a secret ballot vote by House Republicans in his bid to win the GOP nomination for Speaker. But some House Republicans are skeptical Jordan will be able to get enough support from moderates to get the 217 votes needed to win on the House floor.
I think there's enough people that would see what has happened and transpire to not support him that we're going to have the same problem with Jordan that we had with Scalise. So I think it's a math problem.
House Democrats expected to nominate and vote unanimously for Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. That means Republicans can only have 4 members vote against the rest of their caucus. Pedestrian safety on Milwaukee's Fond du Lac Avenue in question once again after a 53-year-old was killed near 36th and Fond du Lac on Thursday evening.
It's the latest death on a stretch of road the Milwaukee Police Department has labeled as one of the most dangerous in the city. During an MPD reporting period between May of 2021 and May of 2022, the intersection of 35th and Fond du Lac just to the southeast saw 34 crashes, which included 12 hit-and-run incidents. There have been no major investments in traffic safety upgrades at 36th and Fond du Lac since a reconstruction of the intersection that finished in June of 2020. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Another stretch of protected bike lanes is on the way. A new $3.2 million plan unveiled by the City Department of Public Works on Friday would construct a 2-way protected lane for cyclists on Van Buren Street between Wells and Brady Streets, also making that stretch 2-way. DPW says 310 crashes happened on Van Buren between 2017 and 2021. The project could begin as soon as next spring. An anticipated completion date is the end of 2024. As Lake Michigan water is now flowing to the entire city of Waukesha almost, other thirsty communities may want to dip their straws into the Great Lakes.
In the 21st century, fresh water may prove more valuable than oil.
There are alternatives to oil, but we don't have alternatives for water.
Professor Melissa Scanlon, director of the Center for Water Policy at UWM, she says Waukesha is unique, and there are safeguards to prevent desert states from sucking the Great Lakes dry.
The compact in agreement with the Canadian provinces prevents the Southwest from tapping into the Great Lakes.
Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
Sip and Perk Cat Cafe has announced that its new location on Brady Street is set to open in early 2024. The new space will accommodate both more people and more cats. The specific new address will be announced soon, according to a post from the cafe on Facebook. The current location is on the Lower East Side near Ivanhoe and Farwell. The cafe's owner, Katie McHugh, has been a vocal opponent of a pedestrian-only zone implemented on Ivanhoe, claiming her revenue and sales have been down over 50% since traffic, cars, and parking were banned from the plaza. I'm Wyatt Barmar-Pooley. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News. Time is 4:34.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
You've seen the brothers, the owners of Siding Unlimited's video commercial. You can tell that Eric and Aaron Brown are good guys. And I, as their friend and radio spokesman for about 20 years now, can add that they operate a great company. Their dad instilled in them the importance of integrity, truth and trust, reliability, knowledge, and strength. Quality products for sure, but it's their commitment to the installation that sets Siding Unlimited apart from other companies. Dad built a strong siding business. The sons added windows, doors, roofing, and decks. Siding Unlimited hires experienced American craftsmen to do the best installation of those quality products onto your house. Customers and industry suppliers testify to Siding Unlimited's work ethic and quality. Siding Unlimited's awards fill the office wall. Come see them at the unique outside-in showroom in Gerke's Corners. Just remember siding, then sidingunlimited.com.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No, we tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured, so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly, different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
A brazen attack against Israel heard around the world, flushing the pipes in Waukesha, a quandary for the morning show, and more. It's a week in review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Fighting raging on this morning in Gaza after a surprise attack orchestrated by Hamas against Israel over the weekend.
Israel's prime minister says his country is at war and will win. That after Hamas launched a massive surprise attack with thousands of rockets and a ground assault.
Let there be no doubt, the United States has Israel's back.
The deadliest Hamas massacre, the music festival where over 260 people were killed.
Videos emerge and they're absolutely stunning, and
they're horrifying.
Brutality. I mean, it's just mind-blowing.
As the bombing of Gaza continues, Israel calling on hundreds of thousands of people to leave their homes amid fears of an imminent land operation.
Please go south. We are going to destroy Hamas infrastructures.
Here at home, people gathering at the Congregation Shalom in Fox Point for a community solidarity gathering.
I'm sorry if my voice is a bit shaky. It's very hard to digest it.
This one is a complete and total terrorist attack. We have to call it what it is.
Back here in Milwaukee, a group of pro-Palestinian demonstrators held a downtown rally in March tonight.
What we want is freedom for all.
cries of support for innocent citizens in the Gaza Strip caught in the crossfire.
And now for something completely different.
The Waukesha water utility is quite literally flushing out the old and pumping in the new as the city switches to Lake Michigan as its primary source of drinking water.
We're moving 50 million gallons through our system within 5 days. It'll happen over a 5-day period, and it'll basically go from east to west.
Following up last year's double-digit increase for residential customers, We Energy is this year asking for a 3.1% increase.
Love hurts. Love end zone.
Yeah, that play, once I kind of stepped up in the pocket, I just kind of saw Christian. I felt like he had the DB beat by a little bit, kind of just underthrew it. Didn't get enough on it, didn't get it out there enough, and, the DB made a good play.
Nobody's feeling sorry for us. And if we feel sorry for ourselves, we will regress.
How you feeling today? Better. Than you were last night?
Yes, I have to go get a new phone screen, but I am doing better.
After opening with a nod to former NFL running back Marshawn Lynch,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Brewers general manager Matt Arnold addressing the rumors swirling around manager Craig Counsell's future with the team.
Either way, we're going to be prepared to have a manager next year if it's not Craig. I want to keep every line open for communication here because he's our top choice here for sure.
As a longtime member of the House GOP leadership, Steve Scalise spent years whipping votes for his party. And now he's engaged in the whip count of his career.
I think it's important we come together, and I've offered to nominate Steve on the House floor.
Not so fast!
I just shared with my colleagues that I'm withdrawing my name as a candidate for the Speaker designee.
What are we doing?
Somebody in California is $1.7 billion richer, before taxes, that is.
It is the second highest Powerball win in history and the second billion-dollar jackpot in California this year.
There are 63 ayes and 35 noes.
Assembly Bills 377 and 378 approved Thursday, restricting college and high school women's sports to people assigned female at birth. Assembly Bill 465 would ban health care for trans people under 18.
We're going to veto every single one of them.
So we've received a text from our own Debbie Lazaga, who has just sounded the alarm. I see her as she is stuck inside of an elevator.
I've been ringing the bell. I've been trying to use the little phone thingy. Nothing.
There's no way, even if we could get to the door, we'd have any opportunity to
I
get
heard you
out.
knocking when you two were just like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, I hear you guys. Like, it's like I saw you walk up. I had to literally shimmy out. And I was saying, please do not start. Please do not start this thing. And then the guys grabbed me and I'm like, can somebody pull me? And they're like, whoosh. And scoop. Thanks to the Milwaukee Fire Department. Thank you guys so much.
What a week.
We have to establish a P corner.
Okay, guys, take care. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Boom! The Weekend Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. I love that. It's time for the weekend. Have you thought about Cocktail Friday yet? Because I have.
I did see about 3 days ago. Yep, started thinking about it 3 days ago. I'm a time and a place and a seasonal sort of cocktail person. I've noticed this. Like, I don't mind a pumpkin beer. I don't either. I don't lean on it, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's all right.
But I'm not drinking it in August.
I'd rather have an Oktoberfest, though.
Same principle. I'm also not drinking that in June.
Right.
You may not be able to find it in June. Old fashions taste better on a Friday in October to me. They always taste good, but a Friday in October, they taste really good. Captain of Cokes during college football season, because that's what I used to have once in a while.
Yeah.
Watching college football when I was in college.
I like seasonal cocktails. They are definitely fun. There's definitely summery cocktails. My go-to is Tito's Cranberry, and so I drink that all year round. You can drink that all year round. But
always refreshing.
Always.
Right.
Old-fashioned sounds really good. That's
I don't know.
Idea.
Just it's like a kind of a gloomy sort of night.
Yeah, muddle it up.
We'll get into the apple cider crown world a little bit closer to Halloween.
Oh, yeah. Apple, that's so
your
good.
eyes really lit up there.
That is so good. Because I have both those at home right now.
Yeah.
I think you just nailed it. I'm getting ready to go out of town, and the apple cider won't stay good forever.
There you go.
You're so smart.
If you got the Crown Apple, which
that's so good.
Pretty good.
The salted caramel.
Salted caramel. All right.
The Crown salted caramel.
That's a new world.
Ooh, I got to stop and get some of that on the way home.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
In case you haven't heard, Debbie Lazaga was caught in an elevator earlier today. We're going to check in with Debbie up next. And guess what turns 25 years old this week? This is a remarkable story. It involves the Badger and a song you're probably very fond of. Is it 25 years? Is that right?
25 years this week, and they'll be celebrating on Saturday at Camp Randall.
You'll hear what we're talking about up next on WTMJ.
Oh, I'm already running late. Let's go.
There is a backup on I-94 eastbound.
Wait, is that Debbie Lazaga?
Expect delays.
Well, how bad is it?
Alternate routes will help you in your journey.
I feel better.
Get where you need to go calmly with traffic reporter Debbie Lazaga, only on News Radio WTMJ.
Follow me on social.
John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Going it alone with investment and retirement planning, it's not a great idea. It's time to have a talk with Annex Wealth Management. There's too much at stake. My guy at Annex is Mike, and it's fantastic. I'm shooting emails back and forth with him all the time. I talk to him occasionally. We go in for meetings a couple times a year because he's just great, and Annex is involved at a granular basis with your accounts. They just make sure it's going right. And meeting is just an easy thing to do. And you're under no obligation if you're not with Annex. If it makes sense, you move forward. They want you to know the difference in a time when insurance sales are disguised as financial planning. Working with a fee-only fiduciary is a breath of fresh air. Annex operates as one team. The in-house financial planning, investment, tax, and estate teams are in-house, and Annex makes it convenient with branches across the WTMJ listening area. If you want to meet online, that's no problem. That's where Annex Everywhere comes into play. Check out Money Talk, the Annex Wealth Management Show, Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ. It's a great way to learn more about what they can do for you. Visit annexwealth.com. Click the Get Started button and schedule your own appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management, fee-only fiduciary.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. I played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
We looked at a few businesses that purchase homes, and Grandview seemed to be the one that had it together. Not only did we receive a fair offer, but we were able to take as much time as we needed and could leave the house a mess.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, good afternoon, Deb.
Good afternoon, John. Westbound on 94, slow right out of the Marquette. Why, you may ask? Well, there is an accident at 28th Street that is blocking the left lane, so heads up with that. Eastbound slowing down from 84th Street, pretty solid, all the way to 27th. Southbound 43, slow from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound slow from the Marquette up to Keefe. So right now from the downtown area up to Brown Deer Road, it's going to be about a 19-minute ride. And don't forget, you can help out your fellow commuters. You can report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, scattered showers continue. Cloudy and windy, a low of 52 degrees. Tomorrow, windy with showers, a high of 55. On Sunday, more rain, cloudy, breezy, a high of 55. On Monday, chance for rain, a high of 54. On Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 57 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, it is rainy and 52 degrees.
Well, it's the 25th anniversary week of one of the greatest traditions in college football. That's right. Jump Around will be celebrated Saturday at Camp Randall. The Badgers take on Iowa. Did you ever wonder how it all started? October 10th, 1998, the first night homecoming game in the history of Wisconsin Badgers football.
Back to throw, Breeze to the right side, and it's intercepted by Jamar Fletcher. He might go to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown!
1 minute and 10 seconds after, Jamar Fletcher's pick six of Drew Brees gave the Badgers a 24-17 lead. A tradition unlike any other in college football was born in Madison. But the playing of House of Pain's one-hit wonder was not an accident. Former defensive tackle Eric Wazenin was on the ground floor of its concepting.
Well, it all started with a teammate of mine, Ryan Sondrop. He couldn't play anymore. He was on medical. So he took an internship in the marketing department. And basically, he just said, for lack of a better term, the music that you play before games isn't that great. They gave him the job of, why don't you come up with a couple songs that you think that people would like, and we'll go from there.
Proof of concept took place at a location where many a great idea has been hatched. Wando's, a popular UW bar known for bacon and fish bowls.
That night he came in very happy because he had his first assignment, and that was to choose songs. We put Jump Around on, and it was definitely like a little change in the energy. And so I was just like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Let's put that one on the list.
Still, the song was just an idea, and really nothing more. Its use and placement were never hashed out. And on that day in October, Wazenin had a field-level view of the influenced student section eruption.
Just unbelievable. I mean, it was truly the electricity that happened and just the bolt of energy and the confidence that we got. It really was just amazing.
Then UW Athletic Director Pat Richter had a much different experience.
It really made you almost sick to your stomach a little bit because you thought it was like a little bit of an earthquake. And it got a little louder, and people started looking at each other like, what's happening here? It got a little nerve-wracking.
With respect to the UW engineering program, students were in no way concerned about structural integrity of the stadium. Richter was.
Ken Kruska, who was a friend of mine who was with Findorf Company, and I said, Kenny, I said, I have nightmares at night thinking about that upper deck just going boom, it's dropping down. He said, oh, don't worry about that. He said, I've got lots of steel. I put it in there in 1969.
Believe it or not, the tradition even took a brief hiatus.
2003 in the fall, we were building, finishing the Camp Randall renovation, and I was a little bit concerned because of the jump around type situation that maybe some of that construction might not be worthy of that kind of motion. And so I don't want them to play that unless I get some kind of a letter of indemnification.
The letter never came.
So we didn't play at that particular game. Oh, you should have seen the letters and the emails, the calls. I mean, it was probably the most controversial thing I ever did when I was athletic director.
Now, there is no footage of the first jump around. On that night in 1998, the broadcast team really had no idea what happened.
The upper deck has been known to sway on occasion at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison. Joel Myers, Todd Christian.
But today, it's almost always a part of the broadcast. All because a few football players plugged a jukebox at a bar. Greg Matzik, WTMJ Sports. So I was there that night in 1998.
You were?
And my view from the student section was like, what is going on here, right? It was just exactly what Eric Wazenin described, like this just jolt of energy. It was a high-stakes game. It was a night game. Purdue had Drew Brees.
Yeah.
It was a crazy game. Jamar Fletcher had a pick six, and the place just went upside down.
And it was spontaneous.
Completely spontaneous. The placement of that song, I mean, who knew what it would become? But what if it happened after the first quarter? What if it happened after the second quarter? Like, just think about how the arc of history has changed just because of the placement of one song, uniquely timed, at that event. Not an 11 o'clock game. No, this was national TV, night game, ESPN True. Drew Brees had 83 pass attempts in that game.
That's amazing.
I think the Badgers quarterback, Mike Samuel, had 10. For what it's worth, it was an unbelievable night in Madison.
I can't believe there's no video of it. I mean, I can believe it because of the time it was before cell phones and just the broadcast crew was there, but that's too bad.
It very limited. So it's Todd Blackledge and Todd Christensen on the call for ESPN2. I mean, ESPN2 wasn't even that big of a deal in 1998.
Yeah, that was barely a thing, right?
Right. So I mean, it was a wild night, and the Badgers were a pretty solid team there. Purdue had Brees, like I mentioned, an All-American. But yes, just I get goosebumps just thinking about it. It's just an incredible atmosphere. When you least expected it, that place just flipped upside down.
You know, I'm embarrassed to say this. I've never been to a Badger game at Camp Randall.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've been there for a couple other things. I've never been to a Badger game. Just, I don't know, by happenstance, I guess. I want to go. Not this Saturday, though.
Okay.
But I've never been to a game at Camp Randall. And when you watch it on TV, it looks really energized. I don't like some of the crap that the students yell during the game, but it looks like it's raucous, it's energized, it's definitely a home field advantage, and a cool venue. I mean, the stadium's historic.
It's kind of turned into the thing that the other team embraces, too. Like, you look at their sideline, the visiting team is just upside down, man. It energizes them to some degree. It's not a shell shock thing like it used to be. Other teams get jazzed off it as well.
That's one of the cool things about college football. The other team has fans there.
Sure.
I mean, they're allowed to sell a certain amount of tickets. They get a section of the stadium, and they're allowed to go, and that's really a cool thing. Is the team any good this year?
Badgers are fine. They lost one game to a team in Washington State that was in the top 15. I think they lost recently. They're around 20 right now. So the one loss was a road loss
to a ranked team.
A ranked Pac-12 team.
Yeah. It's 4:55 at WTMJ. Coming up during the 5 o'clock hour, mocktails have become all the rage, and there's some really interesting stuff out there that's NA. It's pretty cool. Jessica Gatzow has that story for us during the 5 o'clock hour. In case you missed it, and Steve Scafidi from the Midday Show will join us coming up also during the 5 o'clock hour. It is 4:55 at WTMJ. John Mercure here for Town Bank. Let me tell you what makes Town Bank so special. It's pretty simple for me. It's the customer service. They have the most robust customer service, and I'm not just talking about in the brick and mortar places. I know you might not go into the bank that often, but even if you do everything online, there's going to come a time where you're going to need some help. This has happened to me a couple times. I had automatic transfers set up between a couple of accounts, and something went wrong. I do all that online. I needed to call customer service online on a Friday night at like 8 o'clock at night, and I got a hold of somebody at Town Bank. Town Bank has the best banking solutions, the best customer service, whether it's in person or online, it is Town Bank. I've got total access checking, free ATMs nationwide. You can get the same account. I love that when I'm traveling. It just makes it easy, easy, easy. It's Town Bank, involved in your community, involved in your neighborhood, part of the Wintrust family of community banks. That's Town Bank. Bank differently with Town Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. It is Town Bank.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
1840 Brewing Company will soon open its second tap room in downtown West Bend in a mixed-use development called The District. The craft brewery's first location is in Milwaukee's Bayview neighborhood. Marcus Hotels and Resorts is looking to acquire new properties and management contracts as it aims to expand its portfolio. The local company has hired a new executive to lead its growth. It owns hotels across the country, including the Pfister in Milwaukee. A new funding bill for American Family Field keeps alive the potential to develop new buildings like hotels and restaurants around the stadium. The Milwaukee Brewers have not opposed this, but say they want to protect the team's tailgating culture. I'm Teddy Nykel with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. For more information, go to thepfisterhotel.com.
For 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service, luxurious accommodations, and an unmatched standard for excellence. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at Mason Street Grill and Cafe at the Pfister. Pamper yourself with a service from the Well Spa and Salon. Take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. There's always a reason to celebrate with the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations at thepfisterhotel.com.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all.
The next time you're due for service, visit richlands.com to schedule an appointment at any of our 5 conveniently located facilities.
All AAA approved and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to serve you.
Richlands.
Are you interested in the security of investing in treasuries but don't know how? Hi, I'm Dr. Aaron Armstrong with Steinbrenner Financial and your Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro. Tune in to the Dave Ramsey program weeknights at 9 o'clock or visit steinbrennergroup.com to learn more.
The place you want to go. Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by Wenninger Compressor, ready to service any facility at pressureisoff.biz.
Wenninger Compressor carries high-performance, top-of-the-line compressors. Many offer a lifetime warranty and 60-day return policy. Contact Wenninger at pressureisoff.biz.
Your locally owned hometown station gives you the news and what it means to you. Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. Your top story. Who wants to be speaker?
I'm Greg Matzik. Tackling traffic troubles.
I'm Debbie Lazago, westbound on 94. We've got an accident at 28th Street with the left lane blocked. Delays coming out of the Marquette interchange past that point, so keep that in mind. The eastbound side is backing up from 84th Street through the stadiums. Very slow right around the Hale interchange on southbound 894 to eastbound. And then, of course, we've got our backups on southbound 43 from Hampton Avenue all the way down past North Avenue and again through the Marquette interchange. Please, as a reminder, please make sure you have your headlights on when you have your wipers on. Not just the daytime running lights, but your actual headlights. That'll help with your tail lights being able to be seen from folks behind you through the mist. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, rainy and windy, maybe another inch of rain or so possible, a low of 51 degrees. Tomorrow, windy showers, a high of 56 degrees. It's currently 52. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan emerging as the new frontrunner to become Speaker of the House. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand heard from Republican Texas Congressman Mark Alford.
As this race drags on following McCarthy's ouster more than a week ago, House Republicans have expressed they're disappointed with their process.
There's some deep mistrust, there's some communication problems, and some things are jacked up.
While the timeline remains up in the air, House Democrats are urging their members to be ready to vote on a moment's notice. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
House Democrats are expected to nominate and vote unanimously for Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. That means Republicans can only have 4 members vote against the rest of their caucus in order to have their candidate, in this case Jim Jordan, get the necessary votes.
Well, pedestrian safety on Milwaukee's Fond du Lac Avenue in question once again after a 53-year-old was killed near 36th and Fond du Lac Thursday evening.
It's the latest death on a stretch of road the Milwaukee Police Department has labeled as one of the most dangerous in the city. During an MPD reporting period between May of 2021 and May of 2022, the intersection of 35th and Fond du Lac just to the southeast saw 34 crashes, which included 12 hit-and-run incidents. There have been no major investments in traffic safety upgrades at 36th and Fond du Lac since a reconstruction of the intersection that finished in June of 2020. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The city of Milwaukee is working on traffic calming street improvements near Our Avenue School, and they're getting some help from our students like Ken Thaddeus Williams. The 5th grader tells TMJ4 News he hopes he can make a difference.
By making people more aware that kids walk to school and not having them just think about where they need to go.
Students have been observing behavior on the streets around their school. Next up, they'll create maps marking where they think infrastructure changes, like traffic circles, curb extensions, or crosswalks, are needed.
Well, Hispanic Heritage Month wraps up, and a special event is happening at Milwaukee Art Museum.
This is one of our very favorite events at the Milwaukee Art Museum.
Senior Director of Learning and Engagement at the Milwaukee Art Museum, Amy Kirschke, says it all started with the community.
So we have a long tradition at the Milwaukee Art Museum of hosting family and youth experiences, bringing people in art together. This Sunday, October 15th, from 10 to 4, we will have the museum filled with activities for all ages.
The celebration is included with your admission to the museum, so it's free for members. But thanks to Kohl's, kids 12 and under are free as well. Otherwise, it's $22 for adults, $17 for students, seniors, and military. Debbie Lazaga, WTMJ News.
Some tough news for the Brew Crew. The team has announced that Brandon Woodruff has undergone surgery on Friday to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. The Brewers expect the right-hander to miss most, if not all, of the 2024 season. Woodruff was unable to play in the NL Wildcard Series against the Diamondbacks due to the injury. He would have been the Game 2 starter.
And the Badgers continue Big Ten play Saturday at home against Iowa.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
It's time for Extra Points, a sports commentary on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Here's Greg Matzik.
By opening the door to expanded wildcard teams in the playoffs, Major League Baseball has opened the door to chaos. Major League Baseball is getting exactly what it wanted. A pair of wildcard teams have advanced. The Dodgers were the number 2 seed, the Braves the number 1. Both are out on the outside of the playoffs, looking in, as the Phillies have advanced, as have the Arizona Diamondbacks, the final team to qualify for the National League's postseason. So what do we make of all this? Well, it is chaotic. It is different. It may be not what you expected, but it's exactly what baseball wants. More teams in the mix, more opportunities for chaos. You might argue that the market size of a city like Los Angeles is exactly the team that Major League Baseball would like to see in the World Series. Well, that might be so, but by opening the door to additional teams to be eligible for the postseason, Major League Baseball is opening the door for the unthinkable to happen and the odds to be swayed. Back in the day, the Brewers, on a couple of occasions, won more than 90 games. What happened to the Brewers? They were on the outside looking in. Why? Because they didn't win their division. Major League Baseball has wisely opened the door to expanded playoffs. Expand the playoffs, you expand the opportunities for chaos. And I'm here for it.
Extra Points, sponsored by All Right Home and Remodeling. When you want it done right, call All Right.
In 1969, my Uncle Lou started a roofing and siding business called All Right. That company joined NARI, the National Association Remodeling Industry. 50 years later, I'm proud to be at the helm of both All Right and NARI Milwaukee as president. Integrity, ethics, and high standards build a legacy both in business and in life. I learned this from my Uncle Lou and the NARI leaders before me. Learn more at ALLRITE remodeling.com/NARI.
Hey, the future of joint pain relief is right here in Milwaukee. It's QC Kinetics, Advanced Regenerative Medicine, and it's amazing. Hey, it's Greg Matzik. If you've been told more steroids or surgery are your only options, don't be so fast. Get a second opinion and learn more about how you can harness your own body's healing agents to attack that joint pain. I'm talking lasting relief. QC Kinetics doesn't mask the pain. These treatments go to the very root of the problem, using concentrated healing properties placed directly in your joint to restore and repair that damaged tissue. Imagine living your life this fall with no more pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, or your back, with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Hey, life is all about motion, and QC Kinetics is giving people their lives back with these all-natural treatments. Call the local medical professionals and get a free consultation today. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Again, 414-285-3474.
Wealth-changing question. Has your advisor created a portfolio based only on your age and risk tolerance? That's simply not good enough. Your money deserves better, and so do you. At Creative Planning, our private wealth managers learn about you first, and then they create a customized plan and portfolio by partnering with our in-house money managers, accountants, and attorneys. Don't settle for a standard portfolio. Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. I'm looking for the creepiest tub or shower. My guys at Sidex want to replace your tub or shower. The winner gets a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost by Sidex. Up to a $10,000 value. They're doing the conversion in my house. Go to WTMJ.com/contest. Everyone's eligible if you live within 50 miles of Milwaukee. Creepiest tub or shower. You get a brand new one. Send us a picture of your creepiest tub or shower. I'll announce the winner live on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on Halloween.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health Medicare Advantage plans start at $0 a month? And you can get the extra benefits you need, like dental, vision, over-the-counter items, and more? I know because I'm a member myself. Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service.
It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey.
Riding with you every mile since 1977.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here's John McCure.
All right, the team is here. Greg Matzik is in the house. Wyatt Barmore-Pooley is in the newsroom. Debbie Lazaga is out of the elevator that she was trapped in earlier today. More on that coming up momentarily. She's in the traffic center, and Sam Butson is producing the show this afternoon. All right. Just not that long ago, we were talking about the cocktails we were going to have this Friday, and Wisconsin kind of has a drinking culture, and everybody likes a cocktail, right? Well, some people can't drink, or they choose not to drink, and more Wisconsin restaurants and bars are taking inclusive dietary options beyond the food menu.
The dining and nightlife scene of the Brew City can unsurprisingly be an alcohol-centric world, but not everyone wants to live up to Wisconsin's reputation as the drunkest state in America.
Alcohol has become this pervasive element of our lives that, okay, if I'm going out to eat, I'm going to get a cocktail, I'm going to get a beer, I'm going to get a wine. Even if you don't even want that thing, even if the alcohol is not what you're going for, it's just become an almost knee-jerk reaction to being out.
Owner of Discourse Coffee, Ryan Castellas, is a barista and a mixologist. He says that although NA beverages are important options for people who strictly avoid alcohol, they're not the largest customer base for the distillers of non-alcoholic spirits.
Sober people are probably 10 to 15% of the market share. Really, the people that these companies are marketing to is people who have chosen sobriety for a round or an evening or a week or a month.
And as for the term mocktail,
it is the most damaging and deleterious word in this space. To call something a mocktail is literally saying it's mocking cocktails. It's making fun of a cocktail.
More and more restaurants in the Milwaukee area are making efforts to be inclusive of the decision to be sober, whether it's a permanent lifestyle or a choice for the day or the week.
I've been fortunate to help create awareness, promote, and highlighting what it means to normalize not drinking.
Eric Kennedy chose to stop drinking about 8 years ago, and he's since been on a quest to find the best non-alcoholic options for beer, wine, and cocktails in Milwaukee. Kennedy helps Visit Milwaukee keep track of which restaurants and bars are offering more than a juice or a Shirley Temple as alternatives.
Those NA distilled spirits, to me, they still taste like a bourbon, or they have hints of a tequila or whiskey.
Kennedy says the places with the best non-alcoholic options use high-quality ingredients and feature NA options just as prominently as alcohol on a menu.
And unfortunately, we're still in that space of, if I don't see it on the menu, I'm going to potentially be nervous to ask about it because I don't want to get called out, or I don't want to have this ongoing intrusive potentially conversation about why are you not drinking, right?
One place you will definitely not encounter that question is in Moxicated in Racine. The dry bar, or as manager Jeff Gustin calls it, a SoBar, is 100% alcohol-free.
Our top 3 drinks would probably be the smoked old fashioned, which is your Wisconsin classic, and we put a smoke top on it and smoke it with oak chips right before it's served. And then a blackberry sage refresher, and then probably a prickly pear margarita.
The SoBar is also a safe place for someone who might be sober curious or is struggling with a form of alcoholism but doesn't feel ready to try a program like AA.
They can get back to the fun things they used to do without having to worry about alcohol being present. We say a no regrets nightlife. It's because you're going to remember everything.
This winter, a new bar concept called Equal Parts is coming to the Discourse Coffee Shop in downtown Milwaukee. Castellas says the bar will offer over a dozen specialty cocktails that are identical in every way but the alcohol content.
You're going to be handed the same menu, you're going to receive the same glassware, you're going to receive the same garnish, the drinks are going to look very similar, and really the only difference is going to be whether or not your drink contains or does not contain alcohol.
Kennedy, Gustin, and Castellas all agree that alcohol is not the ingredient that defines a cocktail.
Cocktail is a thoughtful composition of 2 or more ingredients that create a sum that is better than its parts.
Cheers to a more inclusive bar scene in Milwaukee. For WTMJ News, I'm Jessica Gatso.
Mocktails, something interesting to think about. It is 5:14 at WTMJ. Up next, in case you missed it.
When severe weather strikes, you can count on WTMJ's Fleet Farm severe weather coverage to keep you safe and informed.
Tornado warnings in effect for Jefferson and Walworth counties.
I'm on Highway 11 now. For the last 5 minutes or so, it's been just an immense lightning storm.
If you're in Delavan, go to a place of shelter now.
Severe weather coverage on WTMJ. Sponsored by Fleet Farm, proudly serving the Midwest since 1955.
Hey, it's Friday. Get out of your kitchen for a great fish fry tonight at the Amazing Mind Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Check out the fish fry. The cod is all you can eat. It's just $9.99. Don't spend $16, $18, $20 on a fish fry. What are you, crazy? At $9.99, the Mind Chef's cod fish fry is the best value in the state. All desserts are buy one, get one free. I love that. And the kids' menu starts at $3.99. And then those kids can safely play in the world-class game room while you finish up your fish fry, have an after-dinner drink, kind of like a Rusty Nail or a Bailey's on the rocks. Saturday, the prime rib dinner is under $25. The Sunday brunch is all you can eat, just $14.99. The best Sunday brunch value anywhere. Parents and grandparents, take your kids to the Mine Shaft this weekend to experience Terror on Rural Street. It's the ultimate Halloween attraction. It's right there in Hartford. It's fun. Stop at the Mine Shaft today to win free tickets. It's a fun family outing. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford with tons of seating and close parking. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam. And Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Traffic is sponsored by SB Framing Gallery, Milwaukee's distinctive archival framing.
SB Framing Gallery in the 3rd Ward can enhance and protect your artwork for generations. Framing pieces with archival and distinctive design. Learn more at sbframinggallery.com.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Deb?
Well, it's been a nasty ride, but it's at least accident-free at the moment. The earlier accident we had westbound 94 28th Street has been cleared, and we just have wet roads and grossness left over. Southbound on 43 slowing from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette. Northbound is backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. East and westbound 94 pretty much solid between 84th Street and 27th and Mitchell Boulevard on the westbound side. Northbound on 41 slowing from Blue Mound Road all the way up past Swan Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, showers, a low of 52 degrees. Tomorrow, more rain and windy, a high of 55. On Sunday, chance for showers, a high of 55. On Monday, more rain is possible, a high of 54. On Tuesday, partly sunny, a high of 57 degrees. In Milwaukee right now, still that rain is lingering. It's 52 degrees. All right, we made it to Friday. Happy Friday. Hope you got great plans on tap for the weekend. Every Friday we do this little segment. Maybe there's stories you haven't heard about or want to know a little bit more about. We call it
In Case You Missed It.
All right, here we go. I go first. A bear walks into a gas station.
Hello.
In British Columbia, Canada.
Hello.
Sounds like a joke, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Bear walks into a gas station. He did. A bear walked into a gas station, and security cameras recorded the bear walking up and down the aisles, like behaving, walking up and down the aisles, and suddenly it stopped at the end cap of one of the aisles on Vancouver Island at the Tipton Gas Bar, and the bear delicately grabbed one pack of gummy bears off the rack and walked out with it.
Was it like in protest?
You know, you think of a bear like rah, rah, swiping up. It grabbed, it doesn't even have fingers. It grabbed one pack of gummy bears and walked out. The owner, Karen, said, I guess that bear had a sweet tooth and it likes gummy bears. That's Vancouver Island.
It's a convenience store, so are we told in British Columbia not to chase shoplifters out of the store? Because
That's right.
I ain't chasing this one.
Is that the policy? All right, so that's Canada. You want another one?
In case you missed it.
Thank you, Greg. Here it comes anyhow. Orlando, Florida.
Hello.
A Florida man interrupted a bear's snack when this man found the animal stealing fish sticks and strawberry syrup from his garage. Andrew Schreier has a refrigerator in the garage. He's in the house. He's watching TV, sitting in his easy chair. Hears a loud noise. Baba, what's going on? He goes out and sees a beefy bear had knocked over his garage refrigerator. The bear had his paw in a thing of strawberry syrup and was just like eating it up. He yelled at the bear, "Hey, that's my syrup!" The bear looked at him, grabbed a package of fish sticks out of the freezer, and left. How about one more?
Hey, it's almost hibernation time, man. You got to load up.
You got to load up.
In case you missed
What's
it.
happening over there?
Barkhamstad, Connecticut.
Hello?
Security cameras are rolling at home when a bear wandered inside a home in this Connecticut suburb and stole a lasagna out of the freezer and climbed out the door. Helena Hukelis said she received an alert on her phone. Bzzz. Refrigerator doors open. She went to check it, and she found a bear grabbing a frozen lasagna and heading out the door. Snatched it up, wandered away, nice and full.
Do we know if it's the same bear? Because, I mean, that's a hell of a meal. You've got your lasagna, you've got your fish sticks,
syrup.
Right? You got syrup, you got your gummy bears for
dessert. Yeah, good point.
Bears have been known to travel 648 miles in the span of 3 days. Did you know that?
That's a great bear statistic.
I made that up completely.
It sounded
But this
very
one
knowledgeable.
seems to be on the move.
Yeah, it's on the move.
In case you missed it.
I like interesting collaborations, right?
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell has a relationship with Pepsi. One of Pepsi's brands is Doritos. There we go. The Doritos Locos Taco.
Yes.
That makes sense, right?
Yes.
A taco shell made out of a delicious Cool Ranch or nacho cheese Dorito. That is a logical collaboration of brands coming together in a dining venue, Taco Bell, to make something delicious. Not all collaborations make a lot of sense here, John. Do you own a pair of Crocs?
I do not. I don't like Crocs.
I own Crocs because I've reached a point in my life where I no longer care what anybody thinks.
Well, that's obvious if you own Crocs.
I own Crocs, and I like it for outside. I like it for doing things outside.
All right.
Well, in Crocs, they've got these holes on it, right? So you can put charms in your Crocs, and my kids like to do that. So a little cupcake charm on my daughter's Croc or something like that. Well, for some stupid reason, Crocs and Hershey's have partnered. So now there is a limited edition brand of footwear created by the folks at Crocs just in time for Halloween. John and Debbie, Crocs has unveiled a new pair of clogs based on America's two most well-known chocolate candy bar brands, Hershey's and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. That's right. The Hershey's one, dark brown, chocolate brown. It has Hershey's on the sport flap that you can put up in the back, and it comes with Hershey's charms that you stick in the holes. The Reese's Peanut Butter Cup one, orange, as you might expect, Reese's logo on the back. These are limited edition and available to you. Yes, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Hershey's Kisses, whatever. They have sold out, by the way. The limited edition Crocs have collaborated with Hershey's and Reese's for a limited edition charmed Croc.
Very
It's
nice.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not digging that,
What
really.
are you what is the connection
I'm not
here?
digging that.
Why are you putting that on your feet?
Why are you putting Crocs on your feet?
Crocs are dumb enough, and I firmly acknowledge that they're dumb. I also enjoy the pair that I have.
In case you missed it.
Deb.
Well, I know we're all travelers here, and one of the worst nightmares happened on a flight from Guadalajara to Mexico City. It was delayed for more than 2 hours due to a mosquito infestation on board the plane. That's right.
Bueno.
This flight was delayed as the flight's crew and passengers attempted to get rid of the insects. Passengers aboard the flight said the mosquitoes dissipated once the lights were turned off in the passenger compartment. I wouldn't trust that if actually. And Guadalajara International Airport's located amid heavy vegetation, frequent floodwaters, making for an ideal mosquito breeding ground, officials said. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Brutal.
There's only so much you can do, honestly.
I have one of those tennis racket things. Have you guys seen these?
Yeah, the zappers.
That zapper that zaps the...
Oh, I love that thing.
What did you whip that out on the airplane?
Yeah, I don't know if you can get it on the airplane. That probably doesn't get
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's a very good question. Can you?
I don't know.
TSA.
Why not?
You can't hurt people with that. Well, I guess you could.
Can you take a regular tennis racket on an airplane?
I think so.
That won't do anything for the mosquitoes, though.
No, that would not help you.
No.
Deb, we're just glad you're here with us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier today, you were stuck in an elevator here at the studio complex. Is that right?
That's so fun.
That
what
is
happened?
true. It's never happened to me before. That was the first, my friends. Yeah, I got in this morning to go and work, and I usually enter in through the lower level doors. Really, the only way to do that is to use the arcade or the Avenue offices elevator, which we have fobs for. So I swiped in, and unfortunately, I started to look out at the glass walls, looking out over the market hall, going, "Boy, this place is really nice," and it stopped. And there was I still had electricity and everything. It just stopped. So I'm ringing the bell. I'm calling on the little phone thing. Nothing was working. I ended up texting Eric Bilstad, and he and Adam came out to apparently help. Capes flowing behind them, but all they could do was knock on it, going, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, guys." But
how'd they get
so
you
Adam
out?
covered.
You could not get out.
We couldn't get out. There was nobody nobody was answering with the security guards. So
Because it was
Eric
4 in the
ended
morning.
up. Yeah, but Eric ended up calling. I usually see a guy walking around, though, when I come in. But anyway, Eric called the Milwaukee Fire Department. And they actually came with lights ablazing, and the guys with their coats on and everything came in with a pickaxe going, "Okay, that's a bit of overboard there." But yeah, no, they came in, dropped a ladder in there for me. I squeezed out through a little opening of about a foot and a half, and praying to God that the thing wouldn't fall while I was halfway, because that would make for a horror story.
Wait, did you have to go? How did you get out? Like the door? Did the door open that much? Did they pry it open, or did you have to go up?
They pried it open. They pried it open from the second floor. And like I said, I had about a foot and a half from the second floor to the top of the elevator. So I had that little space to crawl through.
Yikes.
Yeah. And once I got to the top, I'm like, can somebody pull me? Because I'm a little junk in the trunk. Okay, I'll admit it. And so they had to just kind of pull me through. And, it's basically God saying, "Debbie, it's time to start taking the stairs."
You wanted the nice, handsome firefighters to help you. Hey, can someone help me? Just grab
yes,
me.
the damsel in distress. That's right.
Here
yes.
I am.
I felt really bad, though, because they were coming with the light. I don't know if they had the sirens because I couldn't hear it, but the lights were blazing. I felt really embarrassed. So
what a fun way to start the day.
Yeah, that's a way to start the day.
That's
for
good.
Sure.
Luckily, I had my coffee, so I was fine. Minus the comfy chair, I could.
Well, unless you had to go to the bathroom, right? I mean, coffee.
That's
works
the other
quickly.
problem.
Oh, then it's pick a corner.
Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, Deb, glad you're here. Glad you made it. 527 at WTMJ.
You probably have to go in the cup, right? I mean,
Yeah, you got to drink the coffee faster.
Exactly.
So you have
Glass
to go to the
walls,
bathroom.
guys.
Yeah.
They're glass walls.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
but only
hey,
security guard is walking
do
around.
what you got to do.
And he apparently wasn't walking around this morning either. Annex Wealth Management's market update. The S&P was off 21 today. The Dow up 39. The NASDAQ off 166. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference.
You ever peed in the cup?
Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. If you got someone in your family that's having memory issues, maybe it's dementia, maybe it's Alzheimer's, maybe it's just a memory issue, Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living is the place to go. With Azura, it's about compassion and empathy. They're transforming the culture of care, and they specialize in caring for those with Alzheimer's or other related dementia or memory issues. It's Azura. I've toured their facilities. They're the real deal. They treat their residents like they treat their family. 4 locations in the Milwaukee area. Azura has 14 locations in Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. All heart. It's Azura.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy.
But right now, you can buy high-end Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses for nowhere near high-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These mattresses are the best, and you can get them for way less. Like the Sealy Posturepedic Glendale Falls Queen was on sale for $955, now just $362. Or the Beautyrest Windsor Isle King was on sale for $2,077, but the floor model is just $623. Plus, save big on a Beautyrest Advanced Motion Adjustable Base was $999, now just $377. It's like buying a Rolls Royce for 10 grand just because it sat on the showroom floor. Selection is limited. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus location, and when they're gone for good. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
Here's a penny for your thoughts. There's about 11,000 tire-related crashes every year.
Mostly due to driving around on underinflated, beat-up, worn-out tires with low tread.
A couple of clicks at richlawns.com will get you scheduled for a free tire tread test.
But if you're pressed for time, there's an old trick we use in the tire industry that'll tell you if you need tires.
And that's free too.
My dad showed me, who learned it from his dad, who learned it from someone else way back in 1964.
Ah, yes. The old penny test.
Yep, just place a penny head first.
As in upside down.
Into the groove of your tire. Now, if you can see the top of Lincoln's head, you're due for tires.
And hey, if the free penny test frazzles you, book an appointment at richlawns.com.
If your tires are good,
no harm, no foul, because it won't cost you a penny. Be safe, buckle up, and hang. Always make sure you've got good tread in your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're
due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
For over 6 decades, Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland has made wishes come true for everyone. Starting Saturday at 7 a.m., the tradition continues during Blaine's Toyland opening weekend. Like top toys from Barbie, Hot Wheels, Melissa and Doug, and more. Plus, shop our Super Weekend doorbusters throughout the store, like 30% off select dog and cat toys. And select men's, kids, and toddlers' outerwear styles are half price. Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Toyland, where wishes come true for everyone, starting Saturday at 7 a.m.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:31. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley. Your top story, a foreign journalist killed in the ongoing war in Israel.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We do have delays now westbound 94 out of the Marquette, basically starting around 25th Street all the way through the stadium interchange. Right now, that's a 10-minute ride downtown to the zoo. The eastbound side's at 11 from the zoo into downtown. Backups from about 68th Street past 27th. Northbound 41, slowing from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. And then along northbound 43, backing up from before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Keefe. Help out your fellow commuters. You can report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Mazda to support their Drive Out Cancer event. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight's going to be rainy and windy. We could still get an additional inch of rain tonight, a low of 51. Tomorrow's going to be windy and rainy. The showers will become more scattered rather than steady rain throughout the day, a high of 56. It's 51 degrees in Milwaukee at 5:32. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an international journalist killed at the Lebanon border Friday by an apparent Israeli rocket as the country faces an additional wave of violence from Hezbollah near the border. ABC News' Mola Lenki is in Lebanon with more on the incident.
Reuters journalist Assam Abdullah was covering the clashes there along the border between Hezbollah and Israel, southern Lebanon, when he was hit by rocket fire. 6 other journalists were injured in that rocket fire by what appears to have been an Israeli shell that landed near a gathering of international journalists, striking vehicles, striking people.
In Gaza, Israel has warned hundreds of thousands that they need to evacuate ahead of an expected ground assault by the Israeli military. Pedestrian safety on Milwaukee's Fond du Lac Avenue is in question once again. This after a 53-year-old was killed near 36th and Fond du Lac on Thursday evening.
It's the latest death on a stretch of road the Milwaukee Police Department has labeled as one of the most dangerous in the city. During an MPD reporting period between May of 2021 and May of 2022, the intersection of 35th and Fond du Lac just to the southeast saw 34 crashes, which included 12 hit-and-run incidents. There have been no major investments in traffic safety upgrades at 36th and Fond du Lac since a reconstruction of the intersection that finished in June of 2020. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee's Department of Public Works is getting some help from an unexpected source as they plan traffic calming projects around Our Avenue School. It's the Our student body helping out. DPW Senior Transportation Planner Marissa Meyer tells TMJ4 News.
It's really important to engage students, staff, teachers, parents in these kinds of conversations because they really know what's happening at the school and what the safety concerns are.
Our Avenue has been prioritized under the city's Safe Routes to School strategic plan. Another stretch of protected bike lanes also on the way for Milwaukee. A new $3.2 million plan unveiled by the Department of Public Works on Friday will construct a two-way protected lane for cyclists on Van Buren Street between Wells and Brady. That will also make that stretch of road two-way. DPW says 310 crashes happened on Van Buren between 2017 and 2021, I should say. The project could begin as soon as next spring. An anticipated completion date is the end of 2024. As Lake Michigan water is now flowing to almost the entire city of Waukesha, other thirsty communities may want to dip their straws into the Great Lakes.
In the 21st century, fresh water may prove more valuable than oil.
There are alternatives to oil, but we don't have alternatives for water.
Professor Melissa Scanlon, director of the Center for Water Policy at UWM, she says Waukesha is unique, and there are safeguards to prevent desert states from sucking the Great Lakes dry.
The compact in agreement with the Canadian provinces prevents the Southwest from tapping into the Great Lakes.
Vince Vitrano, WTMJ News.
And it's bad news for the Brew Crew. The team has announced that Brandon Woodruff has undergone surgery in Texas on Friday to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. With that, the Brewers expecting the right-hander to miss most, if not all, of the 2024 season. Woodruff was unable to play in the NL Wild Card Series against the Diamondbacks due to the injury. He would have been the Game 2 starter if he was able to go, a game the Brewers lost, eliminating them from the playoffs. I'm Wyatt Barmore-Pooley, citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:35.
News and sports sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac, where the SUV season sales event is on. Great timing to experience for yourself the advanced driving technology and standard iActive all-wheel drive that's built into every new Mazda car and crossover. Holiday is the destination to navigate today's car market with confidence, get more Mazda for your money and more for your trade. Say yes to enticing offers like finance rates as low as 2.9% APR on many Mazda favorites, while you enjoy Team Holiday's transparent, simplified buying approach and genuine award-winning guest care. That's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over, and I'm one of them. It's passionate fans who have helped Holiday earn top honors as the Badger State's only recipient of the prestigious Mazda President's Club Award, Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, and top-selling Mazda certified pre-owned dealer. Find yours and discover the difference during the SUV season sales event on now at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and at holidaymazda.com. Holiday Mazda, it's worth the trip.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has Medicare Advantage plans that give you $25 a month back towards your Medicare Part B premium? That's $300 a year back in your pocket. Isn't that great? Call 833-7-NETWORK to learn more today. Network Health Medicare Advantage plans include PPO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Network Health Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. Certain restrictions apply to the Part B giveback. Visit networkhealth.com/Medicare/extra benefits for details.
World-changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
It's David Nason from WTMJ's The Fix-It Show for hair construction. If your septic or mound system needs repair, residential or commercial, contact the team who specializes in them, Hair Construction. They have you covered. The friendly, knowledgeable staff at Hair Construction can guide you from a simple septic pumping all the way through an emergency repair or replacement. For all your septic needs, contact the experts at Hair Construction today, 262-968-2550, or find them online at haircorp.com. That's HERRcorp.com.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for fall fun.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Oh, God. Adele just...
Pounded this one to the back door, man.
God, she pounded it to something.
There it is.
Exactly.
Hello.
Hello.
Niz, are you much of a karaoke guy?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a karaoke guy, but if it's around, I will take part in it.
Okay,
well,
so
you're
in
a
other
fun
words-
drinker, so you do a lot. You do anything.
I'd say if alcohol's involved, then yes, okay.
Seriously.
Yes.
Okay, good enough.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much nailed it right there. Like, I don't have... No, I'm not practicing at 10 a.m. in the morning, completely sober. But if it's an option at 10 p.m. and I'm feeling good, then sure.
Little Captain and Tennille, right? Bring it home.
What would be your karaoke song?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I
Well,
do like...
who
I'm
do
a
you
classic
like?
rock.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm a classic rock type of guy. I mean, that'd be fun.
Belt
then
out
it
a little
gets
Def Leppard?
Yeah, you could do that. Yep, definitely. Maybe some Boston, but that would be really challenging.
Okay, that'd be good.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could do anything. I mean, not that I'd be good at it, but
But you're fearless.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
I hear you and I have something in common this week. I had not turned the
what's
heat on, and I was hell-bent on not turning it on, even though it was like 57 degrees in my house in the morning when I got up. And my wife was coming back into town. And so I said, I got to turn it on because it will not be good living in the house if she comes home and the heat's not on yet.
I don't know why I'm so obsessed with it, but like I am like a holdout as long as possible.
Me too.
And this started, I think, when I was like super poor in college, and like I wanted to wait until like absolutely necessary to turn on the heat. How many sweatshirts could I sleep with, without without it being a problem? That all changed when you have a family, and the girls are all going, "What is going on? Can we turn on the heat, please?" And you really don't even put up a fight anymore.
So I don't understand the logic here, because if you let it get dipped down to like 58 and you'd prefer to be at, 68, well then your furnace has got to work overdrive to get up to 68.
But only one time. But if you haven't turned it on for 4 days, you've saved a lot.
I need a study on this. I need a study on this.
Also, it's something in my head where it's like I'm holding on to summer still. I'm holding on to like something that isn't winter that I know that we're heading for.
Yeah.
I made it only to 61 this year. It was 61 in the house. It was bedtime, and the kids were crabbing about it.
You got kids. You got kids, so I get that. So for me, I think you nailed it. I've really been trying to think about this since Matzik's been busting my balls about it, and I think you nailed it. I think I grew up in a family that didn't have a lot of money, and then in college I had a crappy apartment, and so I think it's just habit. Like I want to get to October 15th. I want to save that money. I can afford to turn the heat on, but I just don't.
Don't do it.
It's right there. I mean, so my second job was up in Wausau, Wisconsin, and I lived with a couple other buddies. We were all knuckleheads and stuff, and we at least were making enough to eat. We still were quite poor, but like it was just what it was. But yeah, I mean, there would be frost outside, it would be snowing outside, and we would still be like, nope, not turning the heat on.
Wow.
It's literally 52 degrees in this house.
You can see your breath.
Yes, exactly.
That's bad.
It's crazy.
That's
talk.
nuts. Lots of rain today.
Yeah.
It's been pretty soggy.
It's been advertised, and it's been a nasty day today. Rainy and windy, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be rainy and windy for all the high school football games tonight. I don't think we're going to get any lightning, so that's good. I mean, that would be what could cancel some of these pivotal games. But heading into the weekend, it's not all bad either. I think tonight, still quite rainy. Tomorrow morning, probably still quite rainy. But by the afternoon tomorrow, I think things really start to taper off, except for some lake effect rain showers still possible, lighter and scattered. And then on Sunday, I'm going dry with the forecast. Still going to be cloudy, still going to be windy, still going to be cool. But if you want to hit up that pumpkin patch, maybe Sunday is your day.
All right, there you go. So we're going to get through it.
We're going to get through it.
We're going to be all right.
It could be much worse.
We're going to survive.
Yeah, before you know it, we'll be talking about 10 inches of snow versus an inch of rain.
I know.
So take it while we got it.
I'm not running the gas out of the lawnmower yet. I've got 2 more mows, I think.
Oh, do you know what I really enjoyed doing the other day? I made that really short cut on the lawns because I knew the wind was coming, and I knew that all the leaves that would be falling would be going down to my neighbor's yard.
Veteran move.
You got to get that lawn short now. Yep,
so
exactly.
Good. Niz, have a great weekend.
You too, guys. See you guys.
It is 5:44 at WTMJ. So we've all been following what's been happening in Israel. It's just absolutely horrific, especially as new details begin to emerge there. It was 11 years ago that there was the shooting and tragedy at the Sikh temple. I mean, not like what happened in Israel, but tragic, and it was awful. Our own Steve Scafidi was the mayor in Oak Creek when that happened and was involved in a lot of the conversation that took place against surrounding hate and surrounding terrible things. And now today was Day of Rage, it was called, where Palestinians were calling for people to be angry at Israel. Steve Scafidi with us up next on WTMJ.
Hi, it's Brian Noonan from WTMJ Nights. I've got some big news. Starting now, you can download WTMJ Nights wherever you get your podcasts. That's right, you can enjoy our nighttime fun anytime you want. Find WTMJ Nights on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Local news, national stories, random silliness. You'll get a bit of everything on WTMJ Nights. So join me, Brian Noonan, weeknights from 6 to 9 here on WTMJ, the WTMJ mobile app, or wherever you get your podcasts. WTMJ Nights. Listen whenever and wherever you want.
Have you heard about The Gathering?
Why are you being so mysterious?
The Gathering is a mystery. It's an enigma wrapped in a puzzle and placed behind your sofa.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about the Gathering console table from Penny Mustard.
What's so mysterious about a table?
What's mysterious about a table that spans the length of your sofa with long legs and a top that's deceivingly wide?
Yeah.
Well, I'm perplexed.
The Gathering console table fits perfectly behind your sofa, providing a snack bar for parties, a buffet for pizza night, a homework station for the kids, and extra seating for the holidays.
How can it be all those things?
I told you, it's mysterious.
Thanks, Sherlock.
The Gathering console table starting at just $67 a month with only 1 penny down and no interest until October of 2025 through October 15th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Mysterious versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Seth, the next ad should be about furnace beyondifications.
No, it's got to be same-day repairs 7 days a week.
A beyondification extends the life of your furnace.
Yes, of course.
And increases efficiency.
Which saves you money on energy bills. I get it.
I don't think you do.
But same-day repair helps people now whose systems are breaking down.
Beyondification saved people from having a breakdown in the first place. What are you gonna tell me? Oh, sorry, Merle.
You're right.
We shouldn't be arguing. I was saying people should get a furnace beyondification. Right, saves you money.
I thought same-day repair 7 days a week was better. Saves you time and frustration.
You're exactly right, Merle. You're a genius.
You're a great squirrel.
Get same-day repair or a furnace beyondification today.
Save money.
Save time and frustration.
Online at callcapitalcares.com.
Men's wedding bands made from whiskey barrels and meteorites.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Traffic is sponsored by Harwood Place Senior Living. Join Harwood Place Retirement for a moving and downsizing seminar October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. To RSVP or to schedule a tour, visit harwoodplace.org.
Traffic and weather begins with Debbie Lazaga. Hey there, Deb.
Hey there, John. Yeah, looks like we got an issue southbound on 43, just past Silver Spring, off on the right shoulder. There is an incident there, and that's already affecting your ride. Delays coming in from Bender Road, before Bender Road, all the way down to about just past Silver Spring. Then it's open all the way down to the Marquette. You're good. The northbound side, a little heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keith. On eastbound 94, backing up from about 68th Street through the Stadium interchange. The westbound side's just at the Stadium interchange where you're seeing those delays. And then 41 northbound from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard is where you're going to see the delays there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So Hamas, the terrorist group, that attacked Israel has called today for a day of rage, saying that people should gather and show their rage at what Israel is doing in the Middle East. It's gotten the attention of the FBI. There's heightened security in major American cities. There have been protests around the world, and there's a lot of hate going on. And Lebanon supporters of Hezbollah were chanting death to Israel. In Iran, they were chanting death to America, and Israel will be doomed. Just a lot of really dangerous rhetoric. Steve Scafidi, our friend and the host of WTMJ Now, is with us. Steve, good afternoon. Thanks for being here.
Hey, John. Hey, Greg.
So I wanted you on the show because as the former mayor of Oak Creek during the tragic Sikh temple shooting more than a decade ago, you dealt with a lot of this in the aftermath. Take us back to that day and what it was like in our communities as that tragedy unfolded when you were leading Oak Creek.
Yeah, I mean, not the same story, obviously, but someone comes into a temple and essentially assassinates members of that faith community. And dealing with that, there was a lot of misconception, misunderstanding, and part of our approach post that day, August 5th, 2012, was to start to understand each other, to know who these people were. And I see a lot of similarities in this misunderstanding, miscommunication that's out there today, somehow making some sort of equivalence between what Hamas is about, which you just accurately stated as terrorism, and what Israel is, a group of people trying to celebrate their faith and live in their homeland. Much different things. So communication, understanding, what we did is we reached out in a lot of different ways. We invited different faith groups in. We had dinners together with different faiths in people's homes. We went to events together. We celebrated community events all together, different groups. That's part of the process, but that's a small community compared, of course, to a big world, much more complex.
Yeah, but at the foundation level, Steve, right, it was a tragic event that helped unify. It helped educate, ultimately. It helped bring a community closer together. Here, you've got a tragic event where the perpetrators, the ones who initiated, are calling for more rage. So now you've got schools, synagogues, mosques, locations across the world on extreme high alert because of what one group did. It's a totally different foundation.
Yeah, I mean, this story is frustrating on so many levels, and I spent a lot of time on the show this week delving into a lot of different parts of this. Look, this is not the same thing. Nobody forced terrorists to crawl across the border, fly across the border, drop in across the border, and savagely kill, mutilate, take hostages. No one forced Hamas to do that. This is a different story. And when you have citizens of our country, when you have elected officials of our country believing in nonsense, boosting their party versus the actual facts of whether you're talking about elections or any policy decisions, if you don't get to the facts of anything, you will not have any clarity in the sense of this story. You'll not have any real expectation that this will ever be solved, because we have a group of people here and elsewhere across this great world of ours that believe that these things are the same. They're not the same. And the louder we can speak to that and the faster we can speak to that and push back against college groups, university groups, or elected officials who spout nonsense, that's the only way it's going to get fixed. You have to stop publishing and pretending that what these people are saying is actually true. It's not.
Steve Scafidi with us on WTMJ. Steve, I find myself conflicted about the Day of Rage because I'm a free speech guy. I pretty much think you should be able to say what you want. But the law doesn't say that. You can't stand in a crowded theater and shout fire. You can't stand on the street corner and say, I'm going to kill the president of the United States. But apparently you're allowed to stand around and say that it's okay for Israelis to be killed or death to America. Should that be allowed?
No, because it's never been protected. Preaching violence against any other group, any other individual is not a protected form of free speech. So why would we assume that now because they're talking about Israel? And Israel has always been the target. Those of us who are old enough, we weren't alive, but we knew the history of the Holocaust. And unfortunately, time has softened or removed people's memories to the point where that painful, the most painful probably moment in our world's history, where a group of people were targeted because of their faith to the tune of 10 million people, that's something that we have to think about. So all of this nonsense that's peddled constantly, Day of Rage should be a day of rage against terrorists. And in any country in this world that harbors terrorists, any individual, in my opinion, who backs terrorists over a group of people who are savagely attacked, they fall into the terrorist camp as far as I'm concerned.
Steve, I want to quickly ask you, it's related to Israel, what's happening with the House scrambling for a new speaker as war rages overseas. This seems to me to be just maddening. I mean, right now we can't pass increased funding for Israel. They can't even pass a resolution condemning what Hamas did because of the speaker situation. Matt Gaetz and his guys decided to get rid of Kevin McCarthy without a plan to put anybody else in place. You discussed it today on the Political Power Hour, which is one of my favorite hours on this radio station. What's your take on what's happening with the speaker situation?
It's an absolute joke. I mean, come on here. We have a small group of people deciding the future of the Republican side, deciding the eventual Speaker of the House, if we get one at any time in the near future. This is absolute insanity. And I argued today, I'll continue to say it, this is a byproduct of all of the nonsense we've been forced to talk about when it comes to politics in this country for the last, I don't know, pick a number, 10 years. That's a byproduct of that. So what used to be more of an administrative position, Speaker of the House, is now basically a farce where it's just, one party all votes this way, one party all votes the other way. What do we need them for? That's not anybody actually making real decisions about policy, which is probably one of the reasons why we can't get out of our own way when we're trying to figure out the problems of this country. It's an absolute joke, and I have no sense it's going to stop anytime soon.
You can hear Steve Scafidi Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on WTMJ Now. Steve, have a great weekend.
You as well.
All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks for spending part of your afternoon with us. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription